200 horses of man and machine. They're 4 wide. Green flag, showtime. The Knoxville Nationals are green. Happy summer race fans all around the world and all around the coast. 2024 off to a heck of a start. The second half of the year begins at Williams Grove Speedway in Pennsylvania as the Coast to Coast Racing League presents to you once again Monday Night Madness. And as always, Monday Night Madness brought to you by our friends at Extreme eSpeed TV. We're at the Williams Grove Speedway, where you guys all know what that means. Later on tonight, it will be showtime for our first feature. As always, we begin with the Open 358s. Open 358s brought to you by our friends at Regency Home Inspections, the newest family, the newest partner in the Coast to Coast Racing League family. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth. I'm Marty
Good evening,
Sakala,
everybody.
joined alongside Zach
Esports.
Chapman. Zach, it's a brand new year, a brand new season of action, I should say, and a lot of drivers trying to take home some championships.
Yeah, you know, it almost seems like we're going back in time a little bit, though, Marty. We were treated to some good racing here a couple weeks ago, and, man, I look for that to carry over here. Williams Grove, you can run the bottom or you can run that middle top if you set your car up right. So, I mean, this is going to be a good night, and, man, 28 cars, Marty. There's not going to be a lot of room to get passing done tonight. So if there's an opening, you're going to have to get it done here.
The car counts are always high to begin a season. That's no question. There's no question about that. So why don't we take a chance and look at the driver we got to watch out for. Of course, I'm talking about our defending series champion, the Ant-Man Anthony Morano. Won both in open and fixed 358s last season. He's going to be a big threat for the Full Throttle Motorsports team. But who could possibly take him out this season?
You know, I think we both have an idea, but can Isaac Salas show up for every race this season? If that 5 car can show up every Monday night, you know, Anthony, he still has a shot, but boy, it's going to get a lot harder. Isaac Salas, man, when he's on, he's on. We know it. And if he can get in his rhythm, show up here, get a couple weeks in a row, hopefully he can make sure he makes these races.
Let's talk about the format here for tonight and explain how things are going to work here. Drivers will have 2 laps of qualifying in just a moment to set the lineup for heat races. When we do set the lineup for heats, we will invert the top 4 prior to taking the green flag. So that means the winner of the winner of qualifying will start 4th in heat race number 1. In open 358s, heats are 6 laps. The B main is 8 laps. When we have our sprinters, heats are 8 laps. The B main is 10. Top 4 for heats will advance to the feature. Everyone in the B main, everyone else will go to the B main. Normally, it's the top 8 that go into tonight's show, depending on car count. Features for tonight, 30 laps for open 358s and Rebels. Tonight for the Renegades, 35. First driver we'll watch on the racetrack in the number 83. That, of course, is the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer. 2 minutes of the clock for drivers to put 2 laps up here on the board. You'll see your favorite drivers on the screen as the Spider Monkey takes the green flag for hot laps. Again, if you're watching, whether it be on the Coast to Coast Racing Network or on Slide Job Racing Network, let us know who you're rooting for in the chat. We'd love to hear who you're rooting for. Jason Butterfield, rooting for Team Venom. Of course, Dino, watching from North Carolina, rooting for Venom and Full Throttle Motorsports. Lap number 1 time for Brandon Dittmer as Beatty sets the bar, goes 21.198. As these lap times start to go up here, Michael Vitale, 21 even. Quick time for Sam Bachman, 28.97 for the 107. Let's watch Vitale as he makes his way to turns number 3 and 4 as he tries to hug the cushion, get some bite. Coming to the checkered flag, may have popped the wall. If he did hit the wall, the lap time would be invalidated, and I think it was. Nope. It was a 21.09. Isaac Salas second quick on lap number 1. Logan Wentz goes up to second quick as well. 28.7, I believe a 28.73 for Sam Bachman. Excuse me, for Logan Wentz at the moment. Salas looking for a better lap time. It could be tight. Quick time! It's a 28.63 for Slide Job.
I tried to warn everybody, Marty. That kid means business when he shows up.
Final seconds here of qualifying. Craig Bristol trying to take the checkered flag in time, which he does. And goes up to 9th quick, a 21.013. Great lap for the number 89. So qualifying is done. Salas will start 4th in heat race number 1. Well, I think it's time for heat race action, and that it is heat race number 1. Brought to you by our friends at Gambler Motorsports, an official team of the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Starting line for heat race number 1 looks like this. The Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer on pole position. The number 83 next to him, it's Bristol, baby. Craig Bristol in the number 89. Row number 2, it's the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano in car number 32. Next to him, it's Slide Job, Isaac Salas in the 5. Row number 3, Jake Henry, he's on the 171. And next to him, Harold Plum for the Dirt Track Untold 00. Final row for tonight is Pat Boyce in the 41. 7 drivers, top 4 drivers will transfer. The bottom 3 will move to our B main. Think and repeat checking in. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Hope you're doing well. Butter says he wanted to run iRacing but won't log into the UI. So I've been hearing some of them having technical difficulties logging into iRacing, but well, it's not us, Zach.
Yeah, tough break. And, you know, that stinks. You got to wonder if maybe we would have been in the 30s tonight because he's probably not the only one. And, well, with a car count of 28, Marty, you got to finish in the top 4. You don't want to go home tonight.
Absolutely. We will see 4 drivers getting set to practice for Rebels early or Renegades early, possibly. We'll see who is it amongst those 4 in just a bit. Right now, we're focused on who starts on pole for tonight. Green flag is out. We're underway. Brendan Dimmer gives up a good start. Trouble with clump of the wall out of contact from Jake Henry, and that allows Anthony Morano to pull away just a little bit from that point. The battle for the race lead. Bristol with a lot of company to deal with in the rear view mirror in Salas and Morano. Bristol leads lap number 1. Salas up to the second spot looking for the race lead on Bristol.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Morano in that 32, he found something on the bottom, Marty, hooking up in the middle. He's looking for Brandon Dittmer going to P3 here into turn 3. Oh, Isaac had to check up.
Dittmer may have actually helped out Salas a little bit. Get the bumper show inside. Little door banging going on as Bristol hangs on for the lead. 21:04 last time by Zach for Morano. Quickest car right now.
Yeah, I think Isaac was worried about getting back up front and back up in front of Morano, not realizing that Morano wants the bottom right now. And man, it's not really going to work in 3 and 4, but he is hooking up in 1 and 2.
Slots back in line, and Salas peaks underneath for the top spot. Halfway home, 3 up and 3 down. 3 wide, baby, for the top spot. Morano shows his nose, tucks it back.
Yeah, that was a smart thing to do. Too early, week 1. You know, don't want to make any enemies this early on. Got a long night to go here.
2 to go in our opening heat race. Of course, Venom and Full Throttle Motorsports, they've got that key alliance. Let's see if they work together to get past the 89. This would be a shocker if Craig Bristow can get the job done and start on pole to kick off the season. Debuted with us last season as Venom and Full Throttle battle for second again. Salas hanging on with 1 to go.
Yeah, Isaac's going to be aggressive here. He knows this is his final chance to get it done, and if he didn't look to the bottom, the 32 is going to look to the bottom of him. But, Marty, I don't think anybody's got a chance here. It's Bristol, baby.
Bristol was the quickest last lap, 21:04. He can take the checkered flag and start from pole. Craig Bristol, his first ever heat win in open 3:58. Salas second, Morano third, Dittmer fourth, Boyce fifth, Henry sixth, and Clump seventh. Again, top 4 drivers transfer into the feature. Bottom 3 go down to the B main. Heat race number 2 brought to you by the newest member of the Coast to Coast Racing League family, and that is Regency Home Inspection. Regency Home Inspections, a leading provider of residential home inspection services in New York's northern Hudson Valley region. The focus on precision, expertise, and customer satisfaction, Regency offers comprehensive inspections and informative reviews to help clients make informed decisions about their properties. As the field rolls off here, to the starting lineup here for heat race number 2. Brian Lawson on pole position. He's in car number 9, the Regency ride. Next to him in the number 218, that's Superman Kurt Schatzer. Row number 2, it's the 639 of Dylan Kinsey. To his outside, it's the 107 of Sam Bachman. Row 3, Canada Connor Ross in car number 35, and Tyler Flynn, the 831. Final car on grid tonight, the Open 358, the 183 of Matt Schaefer. Winner starts outside of row number 1 for tonight's feature. Lawson and Schatzer set to bring us the green. Barney's got the green in hand. Here we go.
Flag.
Lawson tries to send it in deep.
3 wide behind him.
Third. Look at Connor Ross trying to pounce and go for the Kmart 2 for 1 discount. Lawson touches with Schatzer. Kinsey throws the slide job. Hangs on to it. He goes back to 4th. Kurt Schatzer does not know what's going on behind him, but he does know Lawson down to 2nd, and it's Ross and Kinsey for 3rd.
Yeah, it looked like Ross took one out of Morano's playbook there. It works in 1 and 2, but he's going to have to tuck up and get in line here. You don't want to be stuck on the bottom in 3 and 4.
Connor trying to get Dylan Kinsey for that 3rd position. Can't waste any time because he knows that 107 of Sam Bachman is always a fast hot rod in that Full Throttle machine. Bachman gives Ross a little bit of contact here as Canada Connor diamonds the corner. Hangs on, still trying to look for 3rd, doesn't work. Quickest driver on track. The moment, still Schatzer, 21 even last time by as we're halfway home, Jack.
Yeah, Schatzer's got a clear window. He's using it to his advantage. He's hitting his marks, being real smooth. not jumping the cushion in 3 and 4, just being perfect. And Brian Lawson's doing all he can, Marty, but he just can't run him down. He's losing time to P3 here.
Matt Schaefer, Tyler Flynn crashed a couple moments ago, and now you see Kinsey give a bumper to Brian Lawson. Opens up a chance for Canada Connor to go for third. Let's see if he can get it. He can't really just yet. Everyone liking the cushion at the moment, trying to thin it out. Final lap, though, underway. Battle for second is on, though, Zach.
Yeah, Dylan Kinsey's going to throw one last move here, and man, just doesn't look like he's going to have enough, but he's going to be able to pull back up here in front of Connors. It looks like the top 4 is pretty much set here. Oh, just as I say that, Brian Lawson checks up going into 3. That gave him a scare.
Ross tries to send it, dive in the corner for third. Kinsey hangs on, Schetzer wins T2. Lawson second, Kinsey third, Ross fourth, Bachman fifth, Schaefer sixth, and Tyler Flynn seventh.
Who had Bristol Schatzer front row on the bingo card tonight? That's a good front row.
That's for sure. Hello to Jason Butterfield. I'm sorry, hello to Trevor Giroux checking on in. Hope you're doing well. And now we get set for heat race number 3, which is brought to you by our friends at Maurer Farm Management, the official sponsor of the Retreads division. Tally Ulibarri on pole position in the number 19. Next to him in the 88, it's Soupy himself, Dan McLaren. Row number 2, Michael Vitale in the 213, and Logan Wentz in the 118. Row number 3, starting 5th, the high side banger, Patrick Spangler in the 39. Next to the 033, that's John Morano. Rounding out the grid tonight, making his debut in Open 358s, it's the hitman, Brett Walsh in the 520.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I don't know if anybody else will know what that's from, but, you know, I'll let them figure it out. But
I know what it's from. I know what it's from.
Oh, did he give himself the nickname Hitman? Or did you do that off the fly? Because if you did that from...
That's off the spoiler.
Oh, okay. I thought you did that off the fly for Bret Hart. I was so proud of you for a second. I didn't notice that on the spoiler.
I wish. I wish. I can't give nicknames to drivers making their debuts instantly unless I can see it on the race car. Fun fact. So, all right, winner starts inside of row number 2. Green flag is out, underway. Ulibarri sends it in with a slide job, looking for the McLaren. No yaw in turn number 2. Indian hangs on for right now. Logan Wentz around the outside, trying to take away the second position. Can he do that? Yes, he can. Vitale, meanwhile, wants third, trying to get away from the danger zone. But he's got Patrick Spangler on his tail. McLaren leads lap number 1. Vitale up to third past Ulibarri.
Yeah, it just seems like the leaders haven't learned their lesson yet, Marty. We've seen the leader in each heat race go in there and try to throw that slider rather than just keep it on the bottom. And we've seen the car in 5th place every time gain some spots, keeping it on the bottom. That slider line just isn't there when the car's not up to speed yet.
McLaren pushed up for a little bit. Wentz thought about pulling up to the door frame. Now he peeks downstairs for the race lead. Maybe in the sucker hole, possibly. Vitale could have a chance at second down the back chute. Wentz and McLaren just barely. Vitale on a roll right now, 21:01 last lap.
And you're exactly right there. I think Vitale's trying to sucker him into that. Give him a little bit of a gap, saying, yeah, man, go battle him. I'm not close enough, and drives it in real hard. 1 and 2 almost gets to his door. It's real tough to make a pass right now. You've got to have your car geared for the bottom if you want to run down there.
Patrick Spangler in the danger zone of the B-main, and he's got a company from the hitman and Brett Walsh. This is not where you want to be right now if you're Patrick Spangler. You don't want to be losing any momentum. You want to be closing in on that number 19 right now and get a crack at it.
And he just threw that thing in there so hard, it looked like it was going to roll, Marty. All that yaw in there. That 39's driving it so hard, but he just can't make up any time right now.
White's looking for a run of the race lead. Coming to the white flag, 1 to go. Look for the quarter panel. McLaren slams the door downstairs, prevents the slider line from happening, but McLaren gets a little bit tight.
Yeah, and you know, this is what the 213 wants to see here. They're going to be side by side in front of him. He's got a chance to maybe come out of here with a win.
Wentz tries to push McLaren up the hill. Could we see a last lap pass? They bang, come to the checkers. McLaren wins it by a door. Wentz second, Vitale third, Ulibarri fourth, Spangler fifth, Walsh sixth, Morano seventh.
And that 88 did what he had to do, shut the door going into turn 1, and man, it looked like it was going to be close, but he had enough to get it done.
So now it's heat race number 4. And let's meet the starting lineup here for this one. On the pole position here in the number 513, that's the Bird to Beast Jeff Barker. Next to him in the 011, that's Randall Dixon. Row number 2 in the 075, that's Trevor Giroux. Next to him, Gavin Chatham in car number 99. Final row here, excuse me, penultimate row I should say. You got Eric Curtis in the number 60. Next to him, Glenn Sharp in the 99. No call for Bob DeGood here on the grid this evening.
Yeah, he'll still get a chance to make the show through the B main, so hopefully he makes the call for the B main. But, you know, Marty, I said in that last race that the leader kept coming off throwing the slider. I almost guarantee you that 513 will not throw a slider. We'll get to see what the leader can do if they stay on the bottom here.
We may have to eat crow if he does throw a slider.
Yeah, yeah, that's true, but man.
Marcus probably listening to us right now thinking, hey, you know what, I may actually do that.
You know, he will to prove me wrong, that's for sure.
All right, final heat race, 6 laps, top 4 to the feature. We'll now go to the B main where 8 will be able to see live for another day. Green flag is out.
Look how well that worked, Marty. Look how well that worked.
Yep. Barker with the race lead. Nobody changes positions as of right now. Drew trying to get that run for the second spot. Billy Dan can't get it to work. Randall Dixon, big run off top of turn number 4. Hold up to the quarter panels. Got a chance on the race lead, Zach.
Yeah, Jeff just gave up the top in 3 and 4. He's got a chance to throw a big slider here if he wants to, but if he doesn't get off the bottom in 3 and 4, man, he's going to lose 2 or 3 spots real fast.
Man, I wanted to see Barker send it in deep that time. Drew Dixon takes the lead here on lap number 2.
Yeah.
Drew's got to run as well for second, so you called it there, Zach. Barker's in the sucker hole right now again.
Yeah, and, you know, Gavin's got him to the point where Gavin's going to follow him down there. I'm kind of surprised. Now that may be a battle for P4 all of a sudden. Gavin could have took over P3 there. I'm kind of questioning that move there.
I think Chatham may have actually clipped the wall in the corner. So Eric Curtis, who just ran the quickest lap with a 21.08, uses it to his advantage. Chatham, no, it's now it's fighting time. I wonder if some of these drivers are trying to get the bottom scrubbed off here. That bottom is already completely scrubbed off.
Yeah, let them boys in the B main do it here. Don't worry about that. You got to go up and get positions. And Gavin's going to be kicking himself for that one. He, could have had 3rd and fell back to 5th. So I mean, Barker's not going to give up either. He's going to still enter in the slick. Those guys, they got to enter a little higher going into turn 3.
That last time by for turn 2 for Curtis, not the best turn 2 we've seen as we're on the final lap here. Still Randall Dixon out in front, followed by Giroux, Barker, and Eric Curtis. Gavin Chatham looking for a Hail Mary for this final transfer spot into the big show. Let's see if Chatham tries it out. Looks for that run off the corner. Won't work. Checkers are out. Dixon wins heat 4. Giroux second. Barker 3rd, Curtis 4th, Chatham 5th, Sharp 6th to good 7th. So now move on to our B main here. Last chance showdown. Starting lineup looks like this. Pat Boyce on pole position in the number 41. Next to him in the 107 is Sam Bachman. Row number 2, the high side banger, Patrick Spangler in the 39. Army and Gavin Chatham in car number 99. Row number 3, Jake Henry, he's in the 171. Next to Matt Schaefer in the 183. Row number 4, Brett Walsh, the hitman in the 520. And the 099 of Glenn Sharp. Rounding out the top 10, Harold Clubb for the 00. Next to Tyler Flynn, the 831. Final row has John Morano in the 033. No call for Bob DeGood once again.
Yeah, tough. Would have liked to see Bob make the call here, but maybe something came up. Maybe he lost his internet here, but we're still going to send 3 guys home, so you can't relax. Everybody remember, no cautions in these B mains. So one mistake, and you're gonna be watching the race from the trailer tonight.
8 laps our B main. Top 8, move to the big show.
Green, green, green.
Everyone else, get the sprint car out early. Green flag is out.
3 wide for 5th. Settle down, guys. Almost 3 wide for the lead, Marty.
Oh, contact between Boyce and Bachman. The 107 backs out of it to avoid hitting the wall and destroying the race car. One driver may have just done that. Matt Schaefer in the 183 has a suspension problem. He is done for the night. With that modified, that's for sure. As we got a good battle in the race lead. Pat Boyce and Patrick Schaefer. Let's look at the race for the final transfer spot. As Harold Plump's got company from the 831 of Tyler Flynn.
He's trying to get that bottom to work in 3 and 4, but man, it's just so tough. But he's able to stay next to his door, and you want the bottom in 1 and 2.
Spangler sent it deep, trying to go 3 wide for the race lead. And look at this, Flynn is through to 8. John Morano got all over Harold Plump, and that could allow Flynn to pull away.
Yeah, Flynn's got to go, though, because John Morano, he is fast right now. You know, his son, Anthony, he don't want to lose to him every week. He's been learning. He's gotten a lot quicker, and, man, it shows, Marty.
But now Flynn wants an insurance spot on Glenn Sharp for 7. Oh, he may have let off the gas for just a moment to avoid hitting him. That could allow both Plump and Morano to close in just a bit. Halfway home, Bachman still leads over Pat Boyce, Patrick Spangler, Jake Henry, and Brett Walsh. Bachman, the quickest driver on the track right now. Back for the race for 8. Plump is there on Flynn for that final spot in.
Yeah, it seemed not putting either one of them down, but I think John Morano's the quickest car. He just keeps overdriving and making little mistakes every time he gets around, and he needs to quit overdriving the entry of turn 1, and I think John Morano can end up 8th here.
2 drivers nearly touched. Last time by for Morano, a horrible 21.95. Flynn and Klump each in the 21.6s. As we come to 2 laps to go this time for this final spot. 2.5 car lengths, the advantage for Flynn on Klump. Last time by, Flynn picked up 500.
Yeah, but it looked like Klump maybe kissed the wall there coming out of turn 2 of the inside wall. It maybe slowed him down a little bit, but he made up a lot of ground in the middle of the corner. He's definitely there, but he needs Flynn to make a mistake.
Final lap underway. Sam Bachman, after a tough start where he nearly kissed the wall, leading this B-main at the moment by about half a straightaway on Pat Boyce and Patrick Spangler. Making his way through turns number 3 and 4, Bachman wins the B-main. You watch the battle for 8th here at the end. Tyler Flynn's got a spot in the feature tonight. Harold Plump, John Morano, Matt Schaefer, Bobby Good will get the sprint car ready or drink a beer.
Yeah, tough night, but everybody, 2 drop weeks. Remember that. So not the end of the world. Or actually, Knoxville Nationals in the summer, Marty. We may only have 1 drop week this
I believe
season.
they're still
I can't
going to
remember.
do. I think they're still going to do 2 though. So,
Okay,
all right,
cool deal.
warm up time here. We'll step aside when we come back. Feature time, the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
These dollars had come together just support us. And we realized, no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive. So having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately, they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
You're watching the Coast to Coast Racing League Open 358 Dirt Modifieds on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, presented by Regency Home Inspections. Now let's go racing.
Time to meet the field for our first feature of the night. Here's the RSN Trackside starting lineup. On the pole position, it's Craig Bristow in the number 89. Next to him, it's Superman Kurt Schetzer in the 218. Row number 2, it's Dan McLaren in the 88. Next to Randall Dixon in the 011. Row number 3, Slide Job, Isaac Salas in the 5, and Brian Lawson in the 9. Row number 4, Logan West in the 118. Next to him, Trevor Giroux in the 075. Rounding out the top 10, the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano in the 32, and Dylan Kinsey in the 639. Row number 6, Michael Vitale in the 213, and the Bruin to Beats, Jeff Barker in the 513. Row number 7, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83, and Canada Connor Ross in the 35. Row 8, it's Kelly Ulabari, he's the number 19. Next to him, it's Eric Curtis in car number 60. The rest of the field look like this. Row 9, Sam Bachman and Pat Boyce. Row 10, Patrick Spangler and Jake Henry. Row 11, Brett Walsh and Gavin Chatham. Final row, Glenn Sharp and Tyler Clay. As we get set to go racing, picks to win. Zach Chapman, we begin with you.
You know what? First race of the season. Why not get your first ever win? And Craig Bristol, man. Let's go get it done.
I like it. I like it. My pick to win, give me the man that's starting from 5th here tonight in Slide Job, Isaac Salas. So one lap here until we take the green flag, and again, let us know who you believe is going to win tonight's feature. Should be a good one, that's for sure. The Flatline Racing Bodies green flag set to fly by Barney in the starter stand. Foundation pace car is in. Craig Bristow, Kurt Schetzer bring us to the green for the first feature of the 2024 summer season with the Open 358.
Green, green.
It's time to get it on. Look at this, 3 wide to lead in turn 2 on lap number 1. Dan McLaren trying to go from 3rd to 1st, nearly flips the Tory tire. As it's Kurt Schetzer who clears Craig Bristow and leads lap number 1.
Yeah, you know, Dan McLaren, what a good run coming out of 2, but you see just a little too aggressive. Should have maybe got up in line, lost a bunch of spots here, but man, speaking of...
Big crash underneath!
Connor Ross!
Caution is
He
out. Caution is out.
clobbered, I believe, a Tory powder donut. And he is trying everything to get that car off the guardrail. But I think it's stuck up there. He may need to tow it. Oh,
We got her
now
down.
He's got it.
Oh!
Big crash for Canicon. Installed along with your quarter panel. Venting, that's for sure. Got forced down there from Casey. They made some contact. Unfortunately, Sir Isaac Newton once said, causes one extra causes an opposite reaction.
Yeah, he may have got a little help, but man, when he goes back and looks at that, he maybe being a little too aggressive too early. That's a small gap and not really much room to get anything done. Dylan Kinsey definitely not throwing a block there, anything intentionally.
Somebody may want to tell Connor National Donut Day was on Friday, not today.
That's his style. He likes to mess up early and come from the back. That's just that kid's. That's what he likes to do.
Hello to Gary checking in tonight. And hello to Cratch, who is rooting for the 007. I believe he is referring to Sam Bachman.
I'm assuming Kurt, he had success with it there at the start of the race. He's going to take the high side, you'd think, Marty, right? So now all of a sudden, Randall Dixon is possibly in the preferred line in row 2. So that's Isaac was really wishing Kurt would have took the bottom there, that's for sure.
Our first of 3 double file restarts we've got coming up here. It's Kurt Chetzer and Craig Bristol on row number 1. Isaac Salas, Randall Dixon, row 2. Dan McLaren, Brian Lawson, row number 3. Trevor Giroux, Logan Wentz, row 4. Anthony Morano, Dylan Kinsey, the final row at the moment. Biggest mover early on, and I know we're 2 laps in. Tyler Flynn on the charge in 21st. Jets with the control car has the right to fire first and does it now.
Green flag, green flag.
And Bristol caught on the snooze button. Like a race car driver on a Monday. Look out! Let's go around and
And Wentz was kind of a victim there. Tough break for him.
They scattered and smothered. They all decided it was time to go to the Waffle House. Big stack up on the outside. McLaren catches. See Chatham on the binders. I think that is Glenn Sharp of the 099 that also caught that guardrail. Let's go on board with Wentz and show you what he saw. Nothing that Wentz could have done there in that situation.
No, I mean, it's almost, it's not snowing, but it almost one of those deals, one of those whiteouts going down the highway. Everything happens so fast. When you see it, it's too late, and there's nothing you can do at that point. So he was just along for the ride.
Absolutely. It's Goon checking in, rooting for Tally Ulibarri tonight. How about that's 22 people watching on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Let's see if we can hit 30 by the end of the night. That's combined C2CRL and Sly Job Racing Network.
Yeah, and talk to us too. Get that chat box going. Let us know who you want to win.
So lights are off. Our second double file restart.
Oh, yeah, and also, Marty, not to interrupt here real quick, but I saw Greg Boydell went in for back surgery today, man. Good luck, dude.
Yeah, I gotta say hello to GJ. Hoping that he's okay for sure.
Yeah, he better heal up. I don't want any excuses when I beat him in that GT3. I want him at 100%.
So we come to the green flag, 3 laps complete. Chapter fires her back to green. Bristol immediately slides up. Salas looks for a run for the runner-up position. Doesn't go for the slide job, keeps it downstairs for right now. Side by side off the corner. Right on second.
Yeah, Soupy got real aggressive for P4 there, and I'll tell you what, he did what he had to do. Randall Dixon, he maybe got back into him a little bit there. Wasn't happy about that, but man, he was slow on that restart. Dan did what he had to do. He kept getting held up top. It's go time, man. It's hard to pass here.
Trevor Giroux hanging on there for dear life in that number 75. Down in 7th position. Right now, though, Bristol, the fastest driver at the moment, at 21:59 last lap, nearly catches the guardrail as Salas. Diamonds turns number 3 and 4. Bristol fought the wall pretty good. Salas for P2.
Yeah, Bristol, we watched it. You talked about it, Marty. Overdrove the entry to turn 3, then got in a little too hard, got in the wall, but caution's out.
And it's for Connor once again, and this time the right front is gone. Hearing Brett Walsh, Tyler Flynn, also a victim in the accident. Show you first Brett Walsh. Debut race. Ooh, big stack up underneath Walsh and Page. And collects Flynn. We'll see Dittmer in just a moment. Let's go on board with Tyler. Stack up with Bachman and Dittmer, and there you see the hit that Connor takes. Remember with Rossi trying to rebound from that first yellow. There goes the right front.
Tell you what though, if you're in that 218, man, your nerves are going looking up in that mirror right now. You've got to hold off that 5 car for what, 24 laps here. That's a task, man.
Just got a message here from the bass man, Roger Craig. Doctor said everything went as well as it could with GJ.
Oh, nice. Good to know. Well, we hope you're watching, Greg, and man, we hope you feel better soon.
Well, we've got 24 viewers. We're closing in on the goal tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah, and it's the viewers are coming in at the right time because and as we get in here to the Rebels, and then the Renegades, oh, Marty, the racing's only going to get better throughout the night.
Single file restarts the rest of the night here. Shatzer wants everybody downstairs. Well, he goes downstairs to protect the bottom from Salas. Bristol staying on the outside. Let's see what happens when we come back to green. Man, look at the gap. The top 2 put up on Bristol.
Yeah, and you know, that puts Dan in a tough spot. Can't pass low before the start-finish line, so if he's able to get by Bristol, which, man, now he's got to get back by Dylan Kinsey. Look at him in the 639. He's rolling the bottom, Marty.
McLaren had to back out of it, or else he could have gone on 2 wheels by kissing the wall. As Kinsey moved up to 5th. Check that 4th. Giroux and Morano duking at it for the 6th spot. Morano, how low can you go? Nearly hits the guardrail there. And moves up in a 5th. And Salas tries to attack Schatzer for the race lead when they complete this time by.
You know, you watched Blake Chapman get it done here a couple weeks ago on the bottom, and he kicked himself for not running the right gear. I guarantee you he's made the change. He is fast on the bottom. It's unbelievable the acceleration he has coming off. Maybe not so fast top end. You see the guys catching him a little bit.
Caution out. Checking for what? It's Spangler. Around to the number 39. That's a tough break. Multi-time champion. Won a Hometown Heroes Championship last season. a half to the high side. Spangler rocking it low. And contact with the headman. Spangler held his ground, and Brett was just not clear, simply put.
Yeah, I think he's looking out of that front windshield, trying to make a pass on the guy in front of him, just not really aware that Patrick was up to the door. I mean, it's one thing if Patrick's barely got a fender on him, but he was there, so I'm sure that 39 is going to be a little frustrated.
Without a doubt. I believe we'll have 10 up on the board this time by. This gives us a chance here for the first time tonight to take a look at the 5-lap average, show you who's got the best race car on the track in these last few laps. And right now, it's clearly been Kurt Schatzer over Isaac Salas. Everybody else has just been far below.
Yeah, I think those restarts help that average a little bit, though. He gets that nice little gap. Isaac was right on him when that caution came out. And, you know, as much as we and the fans don't want to see cautions, that 218's got no problem with a caution every 4 laps, because then he just gets to walk away on those restarts. And, I mean, that might be what he needs tonight. Can't sleep on that 32, though, Marty. He keeps getting 2 guys, and then we get a caution. 2 guys, then we get a caution. And, I mean, with that recipe, he's going to be up on that podium real soon, and those leaders are going to have to go.
Schatzer set to bring us back to the green flag. We'll come to lap 10 this time by, back to green.
Green flag, green flag.
Scattered amongst the top 3 drivers. First driver underneath Dylan Casey, trying to crack the podium for the first time tonight. He started back in 10th, he's up to 4th. Not your biggest mover of the race. That currently belongs to Sam Bachman from 17th to 10th.
Yeah, Isaac just gave Kurt a lift.
88 made some contact with Anthony Morano racing for Fed.
Slider!
Isaac Salas.
Man, Isaac almost had it. He gave him a little kiss in turns 3 and 4, Marty, the previous lap, and he threw the slider in there. I thought he was going to park it on him, but, dude, that 218, he's got to get on the loud pedal here. That 5's right behind him.
Salas better go. But luckily, there's a race for 3rd breaking out between Bristol, Kinsey, and Morano. Caution waves. Eric Curtis on his lead.
Man, and right as the 5 cars hit the door of the 218, these cautions couldn't be better timing for Kurt.
Well, not the way Curtis wanted to begin his coast-to-coast racing league career. Contact off the Logan Wise, that just little kiss from the mouth to the wall lifts him up in the air and on his noggin.
Yeah, and that's going to be, you know, another one of them, kind of like Patrick Spangler, like, man, what do you want me to do? I'm holding my line. It's just week 1, guys got to get used to each other here, but long way to go here. Tell you what, though, Marty, in between races here, about 10 minutes away from the track, a place called Sushi Heaven. Some of the best all-you-can-eat sushi you will ever have. And if you're ever in Williams Grove, we're gonna go.
This is near the track.
Yeah, yep, it's delicious.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, there's a few tracks in the game that I've been to. Obviously in Knoxville, the place to go is the Rib Shack and obviously Dingus. But we just saw Oswego come to Iris. And there is an incredible sub shop a couple minutes from the Speedway. It's the Oswego Sub Shop. If if you want subs, especially late at night, it is so good. They've got subs named after Al Roker, Linda Cohn, Steve Levy. They are amazing. Like, if I'm ever at Oswego, there's a big chance that, like, every day I will get a sub there, or every other day I'll get a sub there.
I'm a big fan of deli subs, so you're speaking my language.
Oh yeah, the Italian sub with hot pepper sauce, nothing else on the work side is fantastic. All right, we're back to green.
Green flag, green flag.
Jetzer hangs on, defends the bottom. First driver, trouble again, Vitale. Oh, what a fantastic save. The 213, but I believe he may have to go to the back. Here's a look at this save on the BM ride. Underneath flips the back of McLaren, and he's taking off for dear life. What a fantastic save. Right on board with them. Great save. Great save for Vitale.
Yeah, that's just one of them where you sit here and scratch your head. We've seen so many wrecks where no cautions were thrown, and that one he saves the car and then gets penalized anyway with being sent to the back. That's tough.
All right, let me give you another good place to go for food in Oswego. Now, I know this is like corporate meal food, but it's delicious. Ruby Tuesday. They have this chicken parm mac and cheese. You may have seen it on my Facebook page when I posted it last October, but it was incredible. Dean saw it on my page at the same time I was there. He was jealous. Paired up with a good chocolate cake, too.
He's shortened the caution for us here. Green's back out, Marty. Not a great start for Kurt Schatzer, though, this time.
Let's see if this helps out Salas close in just a bit. Different lines by the top two. Who breaks out better? Looks like Schatzer does. Increases the lead just a tinkle.
I've kind of slept on Dylan Kinsey. He's up 7 spots, Marty. He's a hard charger right now, so these guys got to go. I was worried about the 32, but he got around Morano at some point.
Isaac Salas, Kurt Schatzer, watch out very closely. The FTM cars are coming, that's for sure. This time by, cross flags in the air.
Isaac gave Kurt a little bump there.
Down. There's the second bumper. Different line. Schatzer, does he try the slide job here? No, but Salas should get the better exit, Zach.
Yeah, I thought maybe he was going to think about a crossover. Yeah, there it goes. Going to throw it in, Marty.
Slide job, Salas. Trademark 2023. Schatzer counters back. The 218 hangs on. Now this is where it gets good. This is what you want if you're Kinsey and Morano. Oh, we could go 3 wide off of 2. Salas in the lead.
Oh, and now Morano's looking for P3. He wants some of it, Marty.
And this could help out the top 2 pull away as we've got a new leader for the first time in this race, or for the second time rather. Salas started 5th. He is up to the top spot. Give credit as well to another driver. Driver in 7th, Sam Bachman in the 107. He started 17th. He's up to 7th.
And with all the mayhem we've seen at the middle of the field, it's amazing that he survived that. But it may not be over yet. Those teammates, those FTM boys are running hard for 3rd.
Watch from the Chapman Racing drone. Morano and Kinsey battling for the bottom step of the podium. Caution wave. That is for the stopped car, I believe. Is that the 520? Oh, yellow is actually, that may have been Jake Henry. Tyler Flynn and Jake Henry reported to be the cause caution. Yes, that is Jake Henry, the 171. Ooh, Spangler down to Henry. Big crash, Flynn spins out. I don't think that he's going to get the car going or decide to call it a night. Better idea from Henry's perspective. Let's see.
You gotta love how late the caution came out. That was the... I mean, that couldn't have been better timing after we congratulated Vitaly for saving that wreck and then a caution coming out early.
Yeah.
I mean, he tried to turn that thing around for 15 seconds before the caution came out. That's pretty wild.
So, a new leader tonight, and it's Isaac Salas. And folks, Isaac is so good on restarts, especially when they're single file. $11 to go. We're back to green. We've got 28 viewers watching again. My goal is 30 tonight. Again, high side is the place to be. And you know for sure here Zach Salas is one that's going to protect the top.
And you know the top's fast if that 32's willing to go up there and try it out. He's got to experiment. I bet you he doesn't have the gear for it, but with the 18 and his teammate running the bottom in front of him, he's got to try something else.
Got to run for third. Kinsey gave him the lane.
All right, man.
Caution ways, stand clear. So another restart here once again.
Maybe got a little help from a teammate there, Marty.
Oh boy, and Spider Monkey will hook. Larry takes the rear end. Both fighting for the same piece of real estate there.
Yeah, that's one of them too where, you know, Brandon, he's just got a view of that 88. He doesn't necessarily realize that Dan's under somebody too. So maybe he's expecting Dan to float up a little higher and take the backstretch wall going down the backstretch and just didn't realize there was somebody already up there claiming the ground.
Here's the 5-lap average, and while Salas is out in front, keep an eye out on that 32 of Anthony Morano. The Ant-Man was going for third before the yellow wave. He have something in the final stages. Now, Morano, a past winner at Williams Grove in Open 358, in fact, the defending winner in this series at Williams Grove. He won this race with the long run on the bottom. But the thing is, though, Zach, we haven't seen a lot of long runs tonight. And he'll have to hope the final 10 laps go green if he wants a chance.
No, yeah, we haven't seen long green flag runs. And, I mean, his teammate in front of him's running the bottom. So it's kind of hard to run where you're comfortable, you know, when other people are taking it away from you, and I'm surprised it's took that many races to get guys to go defensive in front of him like that. But and you got to make that guy feel uncomfortable. If you just give him his lane on the bottom, I don't care if it's not the dominant lane. He's going to make it work, and he's going to pass you.
Hello to Toxic Texan Chick checking in. Goes with the J.U. So yeet. This is fun to watch. Hoping this 360 race is good. Glad you're enjoying it, that's for sure. All right, Salas to bring us back with 9 to go. Can he kick off
Green flag,
his
green
summer
flag.
season run? Kinsey low for second. Could this possibly work here on Superman? May have to take a slide job, but chance to touch the door.
Yeah, and that makes Kinsey get on the binders, and that opens the door for Morano to maybe get a run. But no, he hooked it up on the bottom, Marty. Here they go.
Schatzer caught the wall, and Kinsey does not use it to his advantage.
I think Kurt did a good job of coming down and pinching him after he got in the wall and kind of really limited him. Kurt's maybe not the second fastest car on the track right now, but it's so hard to pass at Williams Grove. He's doing what he needs to do.
7 laps to go for Isaac Salas. 7/10 of a second lead. Can we go 3 wide for second? Kinsey stuck in the middle. Morano looking for third. This is just what he wants right now. With 6 laps of racing to go. Can't get third just yet, Zach.
I'm surprised. I thought that was his chance. He's going to look again here on the bottom, but I think what's really hurting him is the 3 wide here. He just really has to slow down coming off too, and there he's going to get on the binders, be a good teammate.
Headed back off there. Look who this is also allowing to close in. The hard charger, Sam Bachman, started 17th, up to the top 5 with 5 laps to go.
And that's another one in the FTM stable, and you know he sees Morano being patient, but I'll tell you what, he don't care. He's looking for P5 here, or P4, excuse me.
Kinsey wants second.
Leader in the wall. Isaac just got in the wall.
Lead down to 0.8 of a second. Still hanging on though. Schatzer pushes up just a little bit. The full throttle teammates downstairs. 3 wide once again. Morano backs out. Kinsey wants second. Can he get it off in turn number 4 is the question. Or can Morano take the 2-for-1 discount? 3 laps of racing to go. If they want to get back in it, they're going to get a yellow. That time it was Kinsey edging out the 218 at the line.
And they're not done yet. Kurt with his best 1 and 2 he's had yet. Look at that run coming out of 2.
They touch down the back. Kinsey with a spectacular save. 2 laps to go. Kinsey again hanging on to second. Oh, he actually hit the brakes. Let Schatzer have it. But again, that 218 just continues to push up. And Kinsey clears. And now plays defense on Kurt Schatzer. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go for Isaac Salas. The Super Dirt Car Series. Venom Racing number 5. Started 5th in tonight's race. Battled Craig Bristow hard, made the pass for the race lead, just past the halfway point. Into turns number 3 and 4. The first winner of the Open 358 season, the Salsa Man, Isaac Salas, takes the checkers. Second to Dylan Kinsey, third Kurt Schatzer, fourth Anthony Morano, and Sam Bachman, your hard charger, from 17th to 5th. Good way to kick off the year, that's for sure.
Yeah, you know, a little, if we're all being honest, a little rough start there with the cautions, but man, that just shows when these boys settle down, Williams Grove can be a lot of fun because let's be honest, it's slide or die here, so you got to cross people over, and man, it sets you up for good action. And lets the best driver win 9 out of 10 times, so congratulations, 5-car, good job.
Great runs as well from Gavin Chatham and Brett Walsh. Chatham from 22nd to 11th tonight. Was 1 away, actually 2 away from being the hard charger. Brett Walsh started 21st. He finished in 13th. Jake Henry, Glenn Sharp with some good runs. Tough break from Brian Lawson. Then you see the rest of the field. The heartbreak of the night to Dan McLaren in the 88. Again, a reminder to stick around as the Rebels are coming up next. We've got everyone in the top 3 with us. We're going to begin with Kurt Schatzer, who finished 3rd. Superman, a nice run, but I noticed really your car was pushing up in the final laps, especially in turns 1 and 2. Why was that from your perspective?
Yeah, it was a handful for me. I really wasn't too used to running the bottom, and it felt like that was where I needed to be. And every time I tried to hold it down, it just kind of wanted to drift up, and it allowed them guys to get under me and carry some bite, and just trying my best to hold him off there. I knew Isaac, he got in the second there pretty early, and then kind of got a near full or an eye full in the mirror from him, and just trying everything I could to hold him off or try to get out far as I could, but them yellows just kept on coming out, and then I kind of knew the bottom was coming in, but I just couldn't do it. I ran too many laps up top, and then out of desperation trying to find a different line, it really takes a little bit.
Obviously, Your car looked like, obviously, your car looked like it was really well in the short run. From your perspective, was it just you needed a bunch of cautions to come out throughout the race in order to make sure you kept the lead from Isaac?
Man, keeping the lead from Isaac would be a pretty tall chore. Them Full Throttle Motorsports and Magnum Racing, they're pretty tough competition when it comes to the modified. So I don't get a whole lot of practice in these. I really don't have no setups, just kind of loaded iRacing setup, and came out to my hometown track to see what I can do.
Who do you want to give shout outs? Go ahead.
Hang on, you're finishing on the podium too much now to say you're a late model driver and you don't drive these things. You're finishing on the podium all the time, Kurt. You can't use that excuse no more.
Well, I can get lucky every now and then if I can get through a heat race and start closing up to the front there. These guys are pretty clean. I can kind of hold my own for a little bit. So,
well, this is my hometown track too, so I appreciate the hometown boy representing Kurt. Good job.
Hell yeah, thank you.
Kurt, who do you want to give shout outs to on this run?
Yeah, gotta thank Jay, Dirt Track Bank, everything they do to support racers all around the country. Got your 6 Racing Network with Joe Halter, Hammer Down Racing, Brandon Templeton, Brian Dickens, Coast to Coast giving us a place to race. Travis, Andy Piercefield for sponsoring the late model division. Anybody, we're looking for more guys to keep that division rolling. And my wife Bree and my son Mason for allowing me to do this.
We'll let you go. Great job tonight, and best of luck in Renegades in a bit.
Thank you.
So Kurt Schatzer finishing in 3rd. Let's go to 2nd place finisher Dylan Kinsey. We'll let Zach take this one.
Well, hell of a job tonight, Dylan. They don't give it away anymore, but you would have got hard charger points tonight, man. You really had to work, but Kurt was just too hard to get by, man. Do you think that was the struggle there, and then you just ran out of time, couldn't get to Isaac?
Oh, for sure. I took way too many laps trying to get by him, trying to find the line to get by him. But, he did what he had to do. I was faster than he was, and he probably saw that and, was just running his race. He was in defense mode, which, that's what he had to do.
Yeah, and, you're exactly right. That's what he had to do. But even more impressive, man, you got by him the clean way. And, we know he's your teammate, but were you frustrated at all with Anthony for making it hard on you, man? Those 3 wides in turn 1 and 2 were exciting to watch, but I'm sure it was nerve-wracking there in the cockpit.
Yeah, it was. I'm not frustrated with him because, more than a handful of times probably, I missed the bottom slightly, and his nose would be under there. He'd be like, "I'm here," and I'm like, "Well, we're gonna be 3 wide, so hang on." But it is what it is. I roughed Schatzer up a little bit, trying to get by him, bumping him a little bit and stuff. But it's just like rubbing is fine. I usually don't like to do that, but like when I'm faster and I take that many laps trying to get by you and blocking a little bit, like it's time. There's a certain point it's time to go. You know what I mean? So a little rubbing's all right.
Hey, man, that's Williams Grove, dude. This is his hometown track. He knew how to pinch you down so you couldn't throw that slider. And, yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. How many laps are you supposed to take? That. Yeah, you got to go eat your lunch, too. So, man, you did a good job tonight. You were really fast. It's a shame you couldn't get up there and run with Isaac. But who you want to thank on the P2 tonight?
Oh, everyone at Full Throttle Motorsports, DJ for the Rap, Gunner at Swan Speed Shop. My wife and kids, I always forget them, but they deal with me being on here a few times a week. You guys for the broadcast and everyone at Coast to Coast that makes it happen.
Well, congrats, Dylan, man, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you a lot more this season.
I appreciate it.
So Dylan finishes 2nd tonight. Let's go to the winner here in Isaac Salas. I don't know how.
How did you just leave?
What?
That was wild. Me and Marty saw it. I was watching the Discord. It like disappeared him. Like he accidentally dragged himself down there or something. But we're back.
I don't know. But anyway, Isaac, I think it's simple to say how you got this one done. Slide job, your patented slide job for the win.
Yeah, man. I got the nickname, I guess. I don't know. It was a lot of fun though. It was kind of fun to I don't know, play a little cat and mouse game of high side, low side there.
That it definitely was. How did you feel about your car tonight on the long run compared to the short run?
Oh, the long run that we finally got was pretty good, man. I made a couple of mistakes there in 3 and 4 that I know I could have definitely cleaned up, and thankfully I had some room to work with. But yeah, I mean, the balance wise, it was good. It was a little more free than I guess I would have liked, but in all, it still let me do a lot of the things that I really wanted to do.
What did you go in and expecting originally at the start of the race, taking the green flag?
Oh, I don't know. I knew that I had one of two things that I was gonna expect. I was either gonna expect that turn 3 wall to just absolutely kill one of the leaders, or it was gonna be basically like green for the first, I don't know, 8 laps, 9 laps, and then you'd have to just try and hopefully get up towards the top when it was kind of freight training up top.
Well, a great run for you. We got to make this quick here as we're a couple minutes away from advancing, but who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Yeah, Venom Racing, Dean, the Super Dark Car Series. I know he's watching, so shout out to Dean. Magnum Race Designs, Got Your 6 Racing Network, RSN Trackside with you, sir. Coast to Coast. Just starting a new season, so that's exciting. Mission 22, Top Notch Trucking with my Gramps. Thank you guys for the broadcast, and then thanks to my friends, my family, and my wonderful girlfriend for watching.
Nice way to start off the season. Well done, man.
Awesome. Thanks, brother.
Isaac Salas, the winner. Let's step aside and go to break. When we come back, Rebels Action on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion, trying to be a bit of a
Hiatus. So let's get.
Tonight we'll be talking about it.
these dollars had come together to support us, and we realized no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in an on-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive. So having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately, they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life and it's the lives of race is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
Welcome back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network as qualifying is underway for our B Division Rebels. You see Pat Boyce, number 41, taking some laps. Andy Patton, currently the quickest driver on track at an 18:04. Rebels, of course, open it to anybody. Top 5 get to move up to the Elite Renegades. Quick time, Gavin Chatham, 17:97 on number 99. Connor Ross to the top, 17:91. Chad Gregg, 17:73. Great laps coming in from a lot of drivers on their opening lap. As we've got 40 seconds left to go. Here comes Connor across the line, quickest in Sector 2. Quick time, 17:632 for Canada Connor. Flying to dry third.
And to do that on lap 2, Marty, that says something. He found something.
Corey Denson making his debut in the Coast to Coast Racing League in the SWM Victory Field number 91. Coming to the checkered flag here, lap number 2 for Denson. Better to 10th, 18:38. Dan McLaren, meanwhile, to the checkered flag here to wrap up qualifying. Goes 6th, 18:09. Connor Ross, the quickest driver in qualifying. So we're getting set to go here for our first heat race of the night. Again, glad you join us here for Rebels Action, brought to you by Malcolm's Mills Mill Writing. Go ahead.
I believe, Marty, correct me if I'm wrong, but Chad Griggs, good to see him running with us. He had the phenomenal battle with Patrick Spangler at the Knoxville Nationals, right?
I believe so.
Good to see him joining the league. Hopefully that's a weekly thing. Love to see him run with us.
Let's get you your starting lineup here for heat race number 1. Heat 1, once again, brought to you by our friends at Gambler Motorsports. Pat Boyce on pole position, the 41 next to him. Preston Kramer, the A-Light Outlaw, he is in, oh, this is going to be weird to say, the 77 now. Row number 2, Gavin Chatham in the 99, and Canada Connor Ross in the 35. Row 3, Greg Parmalee in the 4, Eric Curtis in the 60. Rounding out the grid, slide job, Isaac Salas in the 5. No call for him to grid. Brandon Dittmer now joins us in the booth. Brandon, what do you expect tonight for the sprints?
Gonna be bottom side early. Just getting that grip off the corners is gonna be huge. As we slick off, that top side is gonna be great momentum booster. So probably hope this lane or this truck usually does 2 lanes. So hopefully we can continue to see that. Sorry.
2 lanes always, though. Got to be careful with the high side. If you hit the wall, you could go out of the ballpark and forced into the pits. As we're green, winner on pole position here tonight. 3 wide for just a moment. It's Gavin Chatham wasting no time, taking the race lead away from Pat Boyce.
And that's not the guy who you want to have to play chase on. That 99 is quick.
Points and Cranmer nearly touched as the Ayla Outlaw edges out Canna Connor by just about a fender. Ross takes the second spot away. Fourth, everybody makes it into the big show. Eric Curtis wants the spot. Voice things on, but it's all Gavin Chatham right now, Brandon.
Yeah, Gavin Chatham, he's been fast in these sprint cars when he's in them, and he is going to set a blazing pace. But Canada Connor Ross is going to slowly roll him down.
17:98 for Chatham, 18:04 for Connor. Last time by, how do the lap times look this time? 17:74 for Connor, 17:93 for Chatham, 35 picked up, 2/10 there. Last time by, Zach, we're coming to halfway.
Yeah, Daddy's money is coming. He's rolling that bottom in 3 and 4, looking like Lance Deweese here, man. If Gavin don't find something, we're going to have the 35 is going to start on the pole tonight.
We'll have to see what happens. We're coming to 3 laps to go. If you win, you're on pole. If you finish second, I believe you'll start third, if not fourth. 3 laps to go here, Brandon.
Yeah, and Gavin's kind of doing that little slider line in 3 and 4. It's almost really hurting him because Connor is able to pin it down to the bottom and get a great run off the floor.
Here comes Connor underneath. Shows his nose, pulls up to the wing, side by side. Ross to the point with 2 to go. Shamlo trying to fight back on the neutral groove. Gets a great exit though. Connor though picks up a bunch entering the corner and clears the 99 with 1 to go, Zach.
Yeah, and from here on out, Connor's been running the bottom, so it's going to be tough. But Gavin here, he get big run going into 1 and 2, but he lost it in the middle of 1 and 2.
That's a heck of a set from Gavin Chatham. He's got one last shot of it. Going on the top shelf for Mama hides the cookies. Can't get the drive. Connor Ross starts on pole. Chatham second. Kramer third. Curtis fourth. Parmalee fifth. 0.6 all 7.
No, but I'll tell you what, the spotters are going down and talking to the drivers here in Heat 2. They're telling them that middle line in 1 and 2 is coming because Gavin almost hooked that up.
Chatham is making it cook. That's for sure. Heat 2 brought to you by Regency Home Insurance. Excuse me, Regency Home Agency, I believe it is. Nope, Regency Home Inspections. All right, on the 0-2 count, I get it right this time. Corey Denson on pole position, the number 91. Next to him, it's Gary Offutt in the 94. Row number 2, the General, Andy Patton in the 87. And Chad Griggs in the 270. Row number 3, it's the 23 of Cale. Correct me if I've got this incorrect. I believe it's Nisley. And next to him, Bob Curtis in the 012. Rounding out the grid, Steven Stewart in the 29, but no call from Stewart.
I'm saying you're right on.
If you're watching, let us know who you're rooting for in the chat. Hey, Isaac thanked Dino, but Kinsey forgot to. Nice job.
Ouch. It's got to hurt, Dino. He's a busy man tonight, isn't he?
He's in North Carolina, then flying back to Wheatsport tomorrow.
Whew, busy week, busy week.
I won't be there tomorrow night, but I'll likely be at Land of Legends Saturday.
We're still waiting for Dean to offer us the commentating gig going around with the series.
Hey, they've got good hands, though, with Mike Rowe, that's for sure. Green is out for Heat 2. Gary Offa with the lead. Chad Griggs sent it, but nearly 3 wide for the 2 spot. Who gets away with this? Denson or Patton in the 3? Patton nearly a slide job, but look at the run from Chad Griggs. Could he get second at the line? Yes, he does. What a start for the 270, Brandon.
Yeah, that inside grip is incredible. Look at him pull freaking Andy Patton off the straight. That is something that I haven't seen in a while.
Let's see what the man that was battling for the Knoxville Nationals Championship last year can do. See if he can get the Heat win. Speaking of which, Knoxville Nationals next month. More details will come out soon in the following weeks. We're excited for that, that's for sure.
Look at Andy Patton. Anything you can do, I can do better, he says. He went back to the bottom, but look at Griggs. He's going to try to cross over. What a battle for P2.
Oh, this is allowing Gary offered to try and pull away. Let's see what happens. High, wide, and handsome. The first two drivers off and Patton. Oh, with the two bang wheels for just a moment. Griggs sends it. Could he take the lead off for turn 4? You bet. 2 for 1. Chad Griggs the point.
You said it. They made contact, too, but you couldn't tell by Chad Griggs, man. He just sent that thing in there, and it's hooking up. It might be a long night for everybody else if that 8 or 270 starts on the front row.
Griggs could be a contender to take that win tonight, that's for sure. And he just posted the quickest lap, 17:96, Brandon.
1796 this late, that is something else.
Two to go in heat race number 2. Let's watch Alpha and battle it out. Advantage to the low line maybe, guys?
Yeah, he hooked up coming out of 2 there. He was struggling those last couple laps, Brandon, man, but he found something there.
Nice slide from Patton. Go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah, or just trying to find something around Gary Off. Gary Off is running that higher line. It's not overly slow, but it's just loose enough to not let them get any forward fight.
Field comes off in turn number 4 for the checkered flag. Chad Griggs takes the win in heat race numero 2. Patton second, off for third. Denson fourth, Nisley fifth, Curtis sixth, and Stewart seventh. Now move on to heat race number 3, brought to you by Maurer Farm Management. Here's the starting lineup. Tyler Flynn on the pole, the 831. Next to him, it's the Bassman, Roger Craig, in the 747. Row number 2, it's Soupy, Dan McLaren in the 88, and the Flying Fry, Kevin Fry, in the 21. Final row tonight, the captain, Gary Taylor, in car number 34, and Jim Bowie in the 058. Look at this. The Canadians are outscoring the Americans here.
Oh, man, you're right. 4-2.
Looks like the Stanley Cup Finals if Canada was able to get one back.
Kevin Fry's a Texan, though, so he counts for 2 Americans easy. So it's only 4-3.
Because everything's bigger in Texas, that's right.
Unfortunately, they still outrank them 4-3 then.
See if the Bassman has that fishing pole out. Let's see if he can reel in a win here.
Let's see if he can do that for sure. Starting from second tonight as we go green for heat race number 3. Craig and McLaren nearly get together at the drop of the green flag. Flynn holding to the lead. Here comes McLaren for the top spot. A rough feature in the open 358. Can't lead lap 1 just yet, Zach.
No, but he's going to send it in there. He made Flynn go up the hill, but Flynn with a good run coming out of 1 and 2. He's not going to go away just yet, but Soupy's going to throw it in. We fed him some
around. And that car is crab walking. Oh, look out, Kevin Fry. Oh, and if it weren't for Jim Bowie tapping the wall, the Canadians would have had the top 4 spots. So it's Dan McLaren leading, quickest lap around 1867, followed by Roger Craig and Gary Taylor. And the Canadians will be happy to hear this news. GJ just got back home from his surgery.
Nice. Good to hear, Greg.
Halfway home here now. What do you do here for your McLaren? Is this going to be your chance to explore some other opportunities here?
Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing right now. It's almost a pre-warm-up. You just take it easy. I mean, he's driving up into Hershey Kisses in 3 and 4. He's really hanging it out. He's just trying to see what he can get at each end of the track here. He's being aggressive. Taylor, though. He's not going away for P2 here. Oh, just I say that he gets in the wall a little bit. Sorry, Gary. I thought he was going to maybe run down Roger here, but he's still got time.
I think he may have jinxed the captain. I'm not sure. Brandon, what are you thinking here?
He's slowly reeling him in. I'm surprised. I like seeing Gary run like this. He's being aggressive right now.
Final lap, though, underway in heat race number 3 for Dan McLaren and his Venom Racing ride. Decided to add on a Brassboro shop sticker. Looks like he's actually wearing a hat. Here comes the checkered flag. McLaren takes the win. How about that? Canada sweeping the top 3 spots. That's just as big as Edmonton winning the Stanley Cup. Craig second, Taylor third, Fry fourth, Bowie fifth, and Flynn sixth. Step aside here and go to break. When we come back, feature time, the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive. So having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
You're watching the Coast to Coast Racing League Rebels Division on the Coast to Coast Racing League Network, presented by Malcolm's Mills Millwrighting.
That message there from the boss, Ross Corinna, as we get set to go for feature time. Here's the RSN trackside starting lineup. On the pole, Canada Connor Ross, he's the number 35. Next to him, it's Chad Griggs of the 270. Row number 2, it's Soupy, Dan McLaren in the 88, and Gavin Chatham in the 99. Row 3, the General, Andy Patton, he's in the 87, and next to him, the Bassman, Roger Craig in the 747. Row 4, the Ayla Outlaw, Preston Cranmer in the 07, and Gary Alpha in the 90. 34. Rounding out the top 10 tonight, the captain, Gary Taylor in the 34, and Eric Curtis in car number 60. Row number 6, Corey Denson in the 91, and Kevin Fry, the Flying Fry, in the 21. Row number 7, Greg Parmalee in the 4, and Cal Nisley in the 23. Row 8, Jim Bowie in the 058, and Pat Boyce in the 41. Rounding out the grid, row 9, Bob Curtis and Tyler Flynn, and row 10, Isaac Salas and Steven Stewart. Time for picks to win here. Brandon, we'll start off with you. Who takes the win tonight?
Oh boy, it's a different kind of competition here. All the powerhouses are kind of gone. You know what? Give me Gavin Chatham. He's always fast.
All right. I'm going to go with the first-time winner, Chad Griggs.
Oh, Marty, man, come on. All right. I'll jinx my teammate. I'll jinx the kid. Come on, Connor. Go get it done.
All right, sounds good. Dean says in the chat, Griggs can pull a Corinna. He's good. It's true. He could.
Yeah. You know, Blake and those guys, they can't fool me. I see them join the session. They're out here testing for their race. They want to see how their setups are. They're driving ghost cars right now. I don't care what they say. They're going to be running around Griggs. They know how fast he is, and they're going to see how they compare. He's going to be an interesting name if he sticks around in this league.
19 drivers making their way down the back chute, waiting for the Flatline Racing Bodies green flag. Top 5 drivers will advance to the Renegades here tonight. Steve King Foundation pace truck is in. Connor Ross, Chad Griggs set to bring us to the green flag at the Williams Grove Speedway. The Rebels are about to get it on. Let's go racing.
Good bite off of 2 for Connor. I thought he was toast there. All of a sudden, he might be able to take the lead here coming out of 4.
They were wing to wing into turn number 3.
Oh, wrecking
leads.
4.
Oh, yes, we got a big one. No caution, we stay green. Kevin Fry is also crashed. Let's see here. Tyler Flynn, Greg Parmalee, Bob Curtis. All involved in this one. We are maybe hearing Isaac Salas, too. See what happened in the back of the pack. Ooh, Parmalee ramped over him. That's how the wreck breaks out, and Salas was forced to tow it. Let's go on board with Parmalee here. He'd already been hanging out in that car ever since turn 2.
Yeah, and that's one of those things Brandon can testify. The more you run the car, the more you learn. If you're in trouble, you gotta let out of that throttle a little bit. The more gas you give it, the more trouble.
Curtis just hit the brakes and trying to avoid hitting anybody. Go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where you feel your car get sideways, so you're for whatever reason your immediate reaction is to just smash the gas pedal, try to drive out of it, but that's unfortunately just gonna total your car with everybody else coming. You're just gonna create a disaster.
What would you guys do? Would you take the bottom on this restart, Brandon?
Ooh. I think I would take the bottom if I got a good enough jump and the top side was the line. I could move up top, because I would prefer not to have that slider be an option for the guy on the outside or in second.
Well, we are 1 lap to the green. The field is doubled up, first of 2 double file restarts here. So here's how the field looks. Connor Ross, Chad Griggs, row 1. Dan McLaren, Gavin Chatham, row 2. Andy Patton, Roger Craig, row 3. Preston Kramer, Gary Offutt, row 4. Gary Taylor, Eric Curtis round out the top 10. And apparently we're going single file. Not too sure what's going on here, but apparently we are going single file. As Connor Ross brings us back to green.
I think it may have been because the whole field didn't complete lap 1.
That could be why, as Ross holds serve over Chad Griggs with different lines here. Griggs with a big run around the outside. Can he take the lead off from 4? Yes, he can. Griggs to the point.
Yeah, it's easy to go in there with a game plan, and then when guys start driving by you, you want to change. But spoke to Connor a little bit in warm-ups. He just wants to take it easy. He wants to save some regular tire. He's going to run the bottom, try to emulate Blake Chapman a little bit. But, man, when you see how fast those guys are, it's not so easy to stay down there anymore.
High side of the cushion's the place to be. Dan McLaren on the fluff, up to second. Past Connor Ross. Let's see what Gavin Chatham can do in P4. Good battle for 6 as well between a pair of friends, pair of podcast hosts, Roger Craig, Preston Cranmer. Craig hangs on to it for now.
And, you know, they're going to battle hard because one mistake from somebody in the top 5, they're moving on to the next show. And, you know, Preston or Roger, man, they'd love to start off the season running a Renegades race.
Brandon, the driver, off to a good start right now. He may not be in the top 5 or top 10. He's back in 11th, rather. Pat Boyce started 16th.
Pat Boyce has been very fast in almost everything he's kind of run lately, and it's kind of shocking me, honestly. I love seeing the guy run up front finally. He's slowly just getting better and better, and I feel like he's finally about to make that break.
Trouble, Greg Carmely, caution flag waves, and I believe he may have flipped the number 4. Had a couple of different incidents break out. We saw one with Jim Bowie pop up on my end. 058. They have just lost in turn 1. Yes, that was the case. Now with Parmalee. Going into turn number 3. Caught the wall and no steering one bit. Decided to tow it, be safe than sorry.
I'll tell you what, Connor and Dan, they're happy about this caution because I think Mrs. Griggs is ringing the dinner bell. He was gone. He's trying to get this thing over with. That guy, he's in his own area code.
Yeah, great start for Griggs, that's for sure. Watching that onboard here, Brandon, I looked at the 4. That steering wheel didn't even move. I wonder if he had a connection issue.
Let me go watch that real quick. I guess I haven't taken a look. Oh, that's interesting.
So right now your top 5, Chad Griggs, Dan McLaren, Connor Ross, Gavin Chatham, Andy Patton at the moment. Again, if you finish in the top 5, you move up to Renegades for tonight, 35-lap feature.
You know, Marty, you had mentioned something about the pit side podcast with Roger and Preston. One of those hasn't came out in a while, have they?
They're due up for one.
They are due up for one. Roger, Preston, what's the holdup, guys? Let's get one up there.
They had me on, and it shot the ratings.
We'll blame Zach. GJ, you know what to do. Blame Zach. All right, Griggs.
My wife will tell you that, too.
Griggs, the control car for the restart. Waste no time. We're back to green to look at the jump from Connor Ross. As McLaren slumped in late.
Yeah, he's going to get a big run out of 2, though, here. And I think if Connor's smart, he just needs to bide his time here. He just needs to be patient.
One driver went around. That's Pat Boyce, the 41. And Tyler Flynn also a part of it. Gary up to the wall again.
Not much Pat could do about that either. Tough for him. He was having a really good run.
Show you the replay.
middle of the corner, he gets a little bump, gets a little tap from the 23, so that sends him up the hill.
And watch Gary here. Catches the inside wall, and then the outside wall. Very strange accent for the captain. Let's go on board with Pat Boyce. Salty Dog moves back to mid-pack. Let's take a look at the 5-lap average. At the moment, I know we haven't gotten a chance to take a look at that a lot tonight. You can see clearly Griggs is the best race car at the moment, guys.
Yeah, 100%. But I think thing that's going to upset him a little bit now, the third caution, we're going to go single file. So arguably the second fastest car in this race is behind him right now. So he would have liked the double file restart to maybe pull Dan back by him like he did Connor on the last restart. But, I mean, Connor's in the catbird seat now. He can learn a little bit, so maybe he can go to work on him here in the next couple laps.
What do you think from your perspective, Brandon?
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot. Obviously, with all the cautions, they're not burning as much fuel in these cars, so that bottom line is not coming into play as much as maybe Connor would like to have hoped. So he's gonna have to try and do something to get a run on him, as that was a very early restart.
Green, green, green.
And hopefully try to pull slider on him at some point.
Griggs has been reaching early restarts tonight, and it's paying off. 70 Chatham trying to get on the podium for third on Dan McLaren. Let's see if we can do it here. Different lines to turn. McLaren follows Connor Ross. Soupy may have had to get on the binders there for just a moment. McLaren hangs on to third.
And for those that don't know here, why Brandon brought that up here, we restarted that second light, the one right at the start of the front stretch. He's a newer guy. He probably doesn't know that. Week 1, no harm, no foul. He's the quickest car. Go run him down, guys.
Look at Chatham on the bottom.
Chatham up to third. He's the only guy here, Brandon, working the bottom.
Yeah, it's a very smart play, trying to save those tires, but at the same time, if you can hit that perfectly, as we saw in the heat races, you will get an excellent drive off as long as you stay down out of the slick.
I think Connor now knows what Chatham is doing. It's in 35, trying to take advantage of that in 3 and 4, but Connor shifts back up top.
Oh!
Back to yellow.
I think Chatham would have had him if they went green that lap. Dang.
It's for Tyler Flynn once again. 38-31, and look at what happened. Oh, some net code. Salas was blinking in and out, and Flynn hit the 5. An invisible wall there. Damaged the front wing.
Salsa's been having some connectivity problems as of late. He's been blinking a lot. Hopefully he can get that figured out.
Yeah, tough night for him. I noticed on lap 1, if we get time later, we can go back and look at it. But in that big wreck, I'm not sure if we caught it or not, but he ballparked it. So Isaac was actually a lap down there. So yeah, that's a tough break for him.
He pretty much pulled an Aaron Judge in last night's Yankees-Dodgers game.
He's on my fantasy team. I like me some Aaron Judge.
Hey, how about Grisham last night on Sunday Night Baseball? We want Soto chance breakout as he's up to bat, and then boom, no doubter.
Yeah. I'm excited finally speaking baseball here, man. I'm a Pirates fan. I have nothing but despair my whole life, but oh my God, Paul Skeens, Marty, something to be super excited about.
Paul Skeens scares me.
We'll trade him to you guys in a couple years, but I'll enjoy him before we trade him to the Yankees.
No, bring him over to the Cubs. Cubs need another freaking good pitcher.
You get out your check.
Cubs need some
That's
good
all.
people.
That's all Bob Nutting cares about.
We need a better bullpen. Let's start with there. We need a better bullpen. Our starters are great. Our bullpen's crap.
Right now for the Yankees, all I just care about right now is to get Garrett Cole healthy.
Huh, another Pirate we just gave up.
Then went to the Astros, won a World Series, realized he didn't want to be on a cheating team, so he came here.
You ain't cheating, you ain't trying, right? Isn't that the motto in racing? We gotta respect it everywhere, I guess.
And then again, also, Yankees fan, today, tomorrow, forever. Let's not forget that sign. All right, back to green with 13 complete.
Green, green, green.
Ross had a bobble there on the restart.
It's going to allow Chapman to take away the second position. Toss across the spot, slides up just in front of the 88.
Yeah, Connor just overdriving it a little bit in the slick right now. Brandon mentioned it. He got sideways on the restart. Just punched the gas in the middle of the slick. You can't do that. If you want to run the bottom, you got to go in slow. And he's going to commit himself to the high side now.
The General and is up there as well. Go ahead, Brandon.
Right now.
Andy Patton and Fed trying to close out McLaren fourth. The strong towards Connor. He rips the lip. Finding that second spot. Get the exit he wanted here, Sam.
Yeah, you know, he's driving his butt off trying to get P2, and Brandon mentioned it earlier. Caution's out. But Gavin is he's fast and he's saving tires, so you can't sleep on that guy here with about 10 to go.
Yellow flag waves past the halfway point for Jim Bowie. To the 058. A little bit sideways, caught the gas a little bit too early.
That's another one where iRacing, why are we getting a caution there but not on the front stretch in some of these?
Yeah,
Gotta love it.
I don't know. Hey, we hit our goal, by the way. We've got 31 viewers watching right now. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Let's see if by Renegade's time we can, because that's the big race of the night, let's see if we can hit maybe the range of 35 to 40.
Yeah, share the stream. Hit that like button because it'll get it going on the YouTube feed. You know, get the chat box going. Let us know who's going to win tonight.
And hit the subscribe button, too. Over 800 subscribers on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. And hit subscribe, too, on the Slide Job Racing Network page, too, while you're at it. Also broadcasting small blocks and big blocks Thursday nights, and then every other Tuesday, not this week, but next week, Pro 4 Trucks at random places. The Tuesday Night Cluster Truck Series brought to you by Wool Nelly Productions. So, Dino says about Isaac, it's North Dakota dial-up. I don't know, America Online's still popular up there?
Ouch. Man, we're all old enough to know what dial-up is. Gosh, that's the worst. Thank God they came out with better internet.
You guys remember as well Netscape?
Oh, yeah. That's what we used in school.
My school used Mozilla Firefox. Before then it was, I believe it was Internet Explorer, and then also I think Windows Live. I can't remember.
Netscape had the lighthouse logo, right?
I think
Pretty
so,
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we used.
All right.
Green's out.
14 laps remaining.
Green flag, green flag.
Briggs continues to lead. Ross nearly 4 wheels up in the chocolate chips. Let's see if he can grab that second position away from Chatham. Oh! Chatham caught the inside Jersey barrier, loses a multitude of spots. Andy Patton moves up to 4th. Big mistake by the 99, Brandon.
Yeah, that's one of the very tough things about running that inside of 3 and 4. That wall just comes out of nowhere, and then you all of a sudden have to make a very quick decision of scream up the track or hit him and take the damage.
He may be fighting for his life here, Zach, as Preston Kramer is closing a half-second behind. Now, how much damage did that do to the left front?
Yeah, you know, he's a good driver. He's going to try to drive himself out of it, but there's no way that thing's at 100%. he's hurting. You can see it tightening up in the middle of the corner, and he's got to give it too much gas to get it to turn. He's going to struggle on the bottom.
See that left front towed in just a little bit on the straightaway. Caution out, Bob Curtis, Gary Taylor. The real question I'm wondering is, we're going to see these two at 12X tonight, possibly?
And if Gary can still drive, that was a vicious hit there.
Bob caught the ball. Oh my goodness! Big hits by both of them. I'm more with Gary. Oh, I felt that.
Yeah, you know, pretty good run for Gary, too, tonight. We were talking about him in the heat race. He showed some speed. That's a tough break for him. He's gotten loose a couple times, but, man, that one definitely wasn't on him. But product of Williams Grove.
That hit looked a lot similar to, I think it was Justin Peck's flip at Knoxville.
Are we thinking about Carson Macedo's when it caught on fire coming out of 4?
I was thinking of Peck last year at the Nationals.
Okay. Carson Macedo had a big one there too coming out of 4. That was a scary one.
I remember that one as well. He caught on fire.
Yeah, that was wild.
This last year's Knoxville Nationals is very weird. There's a lot of very odd wrecks that happened. It felt very eerie. Did it not?
It did. I mean, I think there were a bunch of 2 drivers that were taken to the hospital for further evaluation, I believe.
Yeah, I remember it was
like the F-man.
There was one during hot laps. I think on a Thursday night. That the wing panel came off of the car.
Yeah. I don't think he had to be taken to the hospital. I think he was okay, but I remember seeing that car because I was in the pits that night, and that was ugly.
I've never seen. I don't know if that's the first time I've ever seen it or the first time in a very long time that I've seen that happen. But that was a sight.
All right, 10-lap shootout here. Chad Griggs looking for his first ever win on Monday Night Madness.
Green, green, green.
Old serve, McLaren. And look at the restart for Preston Cranmer. Up to 4th, Roger Craig in 5th. So Gavin Chatham, I believe, used a quick repair to get that left front setup fixed up. And so the Ayla Outlaw up into the 4th position, hanging out with company for Roger Craig and
Yeah, well, I think it's awesome. I appreciate the admiration. If I'm Gavin Chatham, I maybe would have just tried to hang out there and collect some points. It's really tough here to pass, but if anybody can do it, that 99 can.
Connor is staying in pace with Chad Griggs for the race lead. Brandon, it's down to half a car length off of you.
He is slowly but surely running him down. Maybe Chad Griggs ran off his tires too early running that top side because I think he's been on the top since the drop of green flag.
Jim Bowie
Here we go.
No
Here
caution.
comes the Strider.
Connor
There we
Ross
go.
slide jump.
Oh!
They touch. Everybody heads on. Connor Ross in the wall to the lead.
Yeah, Chad may not like it, but man, that's Williams Grove. You see that coming, you got to counter back under. That kid did what he had to do, and we got a new leader here, and Chad's struggling.
Chad got
Those
held
tires
up by
are gone.
Gary Taylor, the yellow flies for Bob Curtis. Oh boy. Here's the replay with Bob Curtis. Just went around, caught the inside wall. Trying to pull it off the racetrack. That's a Jim Bowie spin. Now let's show you if we have it. I believe we do. That pass for the lead by Connor Ross. Slides up, cleared. I think Greg stays the throttle.
Yeah, you know, it kind of tried to replicate what Isaac did to take the lead there in the big block, but Connor did a better job than Kurt Schatzer, and he completely shut the door. So at that point, you got to crack out the throttle, turn it down the track, and go under him, which I think it looked like he had plenty of momentum to do that, but just maybe caught off guard and didn't commit in time.
You can see him and McLaren have the better race car than Chad Griggs at the moment. I don't know if it was either a mistake or, like I think you said, Brandon, that Griggs was using his tires up a little too early. Just have to see, but to quote Dino, stuff just got real. What? Play stuff with something else.
We're gonna have to call him Dr. Dittmer. He's had the answer for everything tonight. He's almost described everything before it's happened here.
The doctor is in.
Oh, get out of here.
Dr. Dittmer, SCD. I like it.
No, for Chad making those mistakes on the top side brings me flashbacks to Port Royal when I abused my tires on that top side and then absolutely lost them all about 20 laps in.
You mean the night you were going to win $70?
Yeah, the night you're gonna
Yes.
win $70.
Thank you for the reminder, Zach.
5-lap shootout for Connor Ross, trying to spoil the party of Chad Griggs. Second different, third different leader tonight.
Look at the Aylet Outlaw.
Chad Griggs, but look at Preston Bradmer trying to gather third from the 88. Can't get it to work. Andy Callahan grabs fourth back in the final laps. 4 laps to go. Griggs not giving up just yet, Zach.
No, he's going back down to the bottom in 1 and 2, and it's there, but Connor, you're quick, stay committed, you got this thing, kid, run it hard up top. And then I say that he gets in the wall here, it's gonna get interesting.
Ross hanging on for dear life. Griggs has a chance, does he send it with 3 to go? Ooh, washes up just a bit. Connor hanging on, Brandon.
Yeah, and Griggs is getting down there in that tackiness down that front stretch, so he's getting all that grip out down the front stretch while Ross is trying to hold on in the slick at full throttle, and it's just getting loose all the way down.
A car length and a half, the gap of the line with 2 laps to go. Connor Ross, does he get the winner? We see a first-time Monday night winner in Chad Griggs. They're wing to wing into turn number 3. If Chad Griggs wants it, he's gonna have to come and get it. 1 lap to go for the 35.
He just got a little too loose out of 3 or out of 4, and he couldn't throw a slider here. And
look at this though,
man,
look at this though. Lap traffic and an accident happening. The leader's dodging. Connor Ross, Chad Griggs coming to the checkered flag. Off the corner, Connor Ross takes away the Gambler 35.
Ooh, change your shorts, Connor.
It got a little nerve-wracking there with Bob Curtis spun. And with Gary Taylor trying to limp that car to the end. But Connor Ross doing the wheelie at Williams Grove.
Yeah, I'm glad you caught that, boy. He knows. I mean, we talked about it. Chad Griggs, let's be honest, he's the odds-on favorite here. This was kind of an upset. That's a big win for Connor tonight.
Biggest mover of the race tonight, up 6 spots and finishing 10th. That's Pat Boyce as we look at the results here. Pardon me there. Nice run from Kevin Fry, who started 12th and finished in the 7th position. Top 5 eligible in Renegades, including Preston Cranmer and Roger Craig. How about that? Let's look at the rest of the results here from 11 through 20. And we'll get your top 3 here in just a matter of moments. I think we've got them all here, so we'll begin with our 3rd place, Dan McLaren, and we will let Zach take this interview.
Well, Soupy, man. Good drive. That last restart, man, we saw you hanging on the high side. Did you think you were going to get Chad Griggs there?
No, I would have. I had nothing for him or Connor. I would have needed them to get together a little bit more, or pass each other a little more to maybe allow me to catch up. But nope, I had nothing for them. I was got a little nervous hitting the wall a couple times. I'm like, oh, don't do that again. But because Preston on that last restart, he was right there with us, and I'm like, oh, here goes the podium. But no, that was a good race by everybody.
Yeah, well, when I love your honesty, man, because I'm right there with you if I'm you. I know I don't have anything for those guys, and when you're in that mode, do you find yourself sometimes maybe racing too defensive and hitting your marks, or do you just try to focus on doing your own thing?
Well, there's just so much that goes into it, like with these open setups, do you run the right gear? Do you have enough fuel? Do you run the right line? So all those things factor in, and I just, thought I had the right gear for the top. I definitely didn't have the right gear for the bottom, I'll tell you that, because I tried it a couple of times and I'm like, that don't work. So, but yeah, it was, I had a lot of fun. If week 1, top 3, I'll take it.
Yeah, when you see Williams Grove on the schedule, if you can put a podium beside that one, that's a win for sure. So, congrats, Dan. Who you want to thank on the third place, man?
All the boys at Venom Racing. Isaac definitely helped me out last minute with a setup, so I got to thank him for that. And JRB Designs, WeldStar Custom Fabrications, you guys for the broadcast, and Roger and everyone behind the scenes for putting on the league.
Well, congrats, Dan, man. We hope you can make every race this season, because you're going to be humble. But, man, if you show up every week, you're a contender for this championship. So I'm looking forward to it.
Me too, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
So Dan McLaren finishing in the third spot here tonight. Let's talk with Chad Griggs here in the 2270, who's got to be a tough break for Chad here. Chad, oh, man, a tough pill to swallow. Walk us through this race from your perspective, and what happened late in the going that caused Connor to close in on you.
I don't really know what happened, or where he must have found some grip running a little bit different line, or maybe he was running my line better than me. I don't really know. I don't watch my mirror. I don't watch any of that, which is probably what caused us getting into each other. I was just focused on my line ahead of me going into one, and I hit it and nailed it, and I was ripping my line up top, and then all of a sudden at the last second, here he comes, and I tried to stab the brakes, and I got into him a little bit, but it is what it is. He figured something out a little better than me, but it was a really fun race. Had a lot of fun. I believe if maybe there was another couple laps, I was able to get the bottom working there a little bit. I was just a little bit too happy on the right foot.
Do you think as well at the same time, because we saw some lap traffic as well at the final lap, if it weren't for that, you would have had a chance?
I don't think really the lap traffic would have played a part. I would have adjusted and taken a different line, but I don't know. It was a fun race. That was a lot of fun. Really fun race. Congratulations to Connor on the win. He did a good job.
I got to ask you this as well. We're going to see you throughout the entire season. I know this is a big time of the year. I know the summer season is a very popular year for the drivers, especially because of the Knoxville Nationals. I know you want to get one back.
Yeah, I'm going to try to run as much as I can. I just saw that y'all were running the Grove tonight, and I was like, I like the Grove. I'm pretty good there. I'll run it. I'll run as much as I can. I've got a lot of real races to attend during the summer and all that, so if I can't run, I can't run, but I'm going to try to run as many as I can, certainly.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Shout out to you guys for doing a great job. Roger for the league. My team, Scott Thomas and Racing. All those guys over there. Josh Whiteman for my paint job. That's about it. And congratulations to Connor on the win.
All righty. Well, we'll let you go. Great job tonight. And best of luck in Renegades.
Thank you, sir.
So Chad Griggs finishing in the runner-up spot. Now we go to your race winner and Connor Ross. We'll let Zach Chapman take this one.
Well, man, where do I start? I guess we'll go to the first couple laps here. you found yourself being patient, and you paid for it in the beginning. You fell back to P3. Were you worried there that it was going to be too hard to get by those guys?
No, I wasn't worried. I had a game plan coming in. I told you I just wanted to save tires, and my game plan was to run the bottom, but they blew by me on the top, and I just went back up there. But I didn't really feel comfortable until about halfway through the race, and I started clicking off laps. And I think saving tires definitely helped. But no, I knew I just had to be patient with those two and pick my marks.
Well, going into there in the middle part of the race, he was kind of running away from you guys, but a caution came out, and it just seemed like you figured something out. Where were you beating him?
I feel like I was beating him off exit big time. I tightened up the car with the wing, and Dan and I were talking about it. I ran a different gear, and I thought I needed more gear in the first half of that race. But I kept telling myself that gear is going to come out to play in the last half, and it definitely did once it slicked off. But I just needed to get it a little more slicker for that gear to really pay off. But no, I think the gearing helped and tightening up the car, and it made it a lot easier to drive on exit.
Well, you know how Williams Grove is, man. Slide or die, and you did what you had to do. Did you feel him give you a little nudge there in the middle of 1 and 2?
Yeah, I did. I had to go watch the replay before I said sorry to him or anything. I just wanted to make sure because I run a mirror, but I don't look in it. And I didn't really see him, but I knew it wasn't the best slider I've thrown. And I watched it back, and I definitely could have done a few things better. So my apologies to him, and we already talked about it. No, but at Williams Grove, if the bottom's not there, you have to throw the slider like you said. And it paid off for me. It definitely did, but it didn't hurt him, which I was glad that we were able to race the last few laps there.
Well, hey, man, big win tonight. Way to start off the season, and congratulations about the real-life track success too, kid. But who you want to thank on the win tonight?
I got to thank all of Gambler Motorsports, especially you. You helped me out with setups here tonight, and you calmed me down quite a bit when I needed it. So I got to thank you, everyone at Gambler Motorsports. I got to thank you guys also for putting on the broadcast. Marty, Brandon, and you, Shaggy. I got to thank Coast to Coast for another amazing season that's going to happen. And I got to thank all the sponsors for the league for making this broadcast happen and nightly shows.
Well, man, big win to start the season. Congratulations. I'm sure we'll be talking to you again.
Yes, sir. We'll see you guys next week.
So Connor Ross gets the job done. We're going to go to break. When we come back, the Renegades of the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion, trying to be a bit of a hiatus. So let's get.
Tonight when we keep talking about it.
Outpouring of love was amazing. These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive. So having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately, they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
We're back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, getting set to go for Renegades action, which is brought to you by, excuse me there. Our friends at the Renegades are getting set to go here for action here on Monday Night Madness. Once again, glad you could join us. Bring you back in the booth once more. Marty Sakala with you alongside Zach Chapman as we get set to go for some more action. And Renegades, Blake Chapman finally got the championship with this new dirt tire setup. The question is now, can anyone stop him?
Oh man, this is probably one of his favorite tracks with the way it becomes bottom dominant sometimes at the end. We saw Chad Griggs kind of turn it on those last couple laps and make it interesting. If the track wears enough tonight, it just goes right to him. But he needs to make sure that he, qualifies well, does good in the heat. You need to start up front here. It's very rare that we see a guy win from outside of the top 5.
Renegades are getting set, which are brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. A full field. Sorry, hit the wrong button. Full field guaranteed for tonight. 24 drivers with us here, which is awesome to see. And so we are just about ready to go now for qualifying.
Dang you, Connor Ross, for not showing up, or we would have had a B main.
Yeah, that would have been fun to have Canada First driver on the racetrack will go to the high side banger, Patrick Spangler. We mentioned we were trying to say that Brandon's a doctor. Dino said if Different's a doctor, he's a Mojado.
Hey, I could see Dean being like a Hanes underwear model.
No, Calvin Klein.
I'm sure Dean has some pictures she can send us. We can judge from there.
Patrick Spangler sets the bar in lap number 1 until Brandon Denver changed it up with a 17.64. Jack Clevenger to the top, 17.53. Let's go to the Spider Monkey as he makes his way off of the corner. Second lap time slower for Denver. 17.86. Brennan Lacey across the line moves up to 7th quick. Big Panther just quick at the moment. Brennan Wade down to 6th. Patrick Spangler may have a better lap time up to 9th. Here comes Jackson across the line. I think he was better, 17.78. More lap times coming. Here's John Short across the line as he's 15th, 18.11 to 15th quick. Here in center of turns number 3 and 4. Better lap on his side. This one's off the mark. So Jack Clevenger the quickest at a 17.53. Great lap for the 78 car.
Yeah, looking at some of these times, you got to wonder how much gamesmanship went on to maybe start on the pole here.
Oh, look at Spangler.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Heat 1 brought to you by Gambler Motorsports. Here's how the field lines up. The high side banger, Patrick Spangler. On the pole next to him, the 814 of Brad Wade. Row number 2, it's the Pink Panther, Jesse Exon, the 127 next to him, Jack Clevenger in the 78. Row number 3, the 88 of Soupy, Dan McLaren. Next to him, the 043 of Bryce O'Dell. Final row in the 49, it's the Vanderbilt Master, Jesse Bandy in the 36 of Barry Goldner. Again, as we get set to go, tell your friends to tune in. As we've got our big races coming on up here.
And if you're Jack Clevenger right now, looking at the people in front of you, you're almost mad at yourself. You got the pole. You're like, what was I thinking?
Yeah, sometimes you want to try and hit a specific window. But of course, that can be tough.
Brandon, there's still, I know they got rid of bonus points for hard charger, but they do still award bonus points for the pole, right? Like the top 5?
That's a good question. I actually don't know.
I'm going to go with yes, because I didn't see that on the rule changes, I don't think.
I thought it was bonus points for quick time, I believe.
Okay, yeah, I think you get 5 for the pole, but we'll see here.
All right, set for the green flag here. Winner on pole for
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag is out. Here we go. I'm going just about turn number 1. Spangler comes away with the early race lead. Jackson down to 2nd, 3rd. 4th belongs to Jack Clevenger. Side by side, that one spot next clear as Spangler leads lap number 1, Zach.
Yeah, Brad Wade is really hanging it in there, but you mentioned it last race, Brandon. Right now in this heat, it's that awkward time where you want to be on the bottom. There is just so much grip down there.
Atkinson wanting to get that top spot, it doesn't work. Way ahead of good exit, Brandon. Could this have enough for that runner-up spot against the Pink Panther?
Possibly. That outside line is getting a lot more momentum through the middle of the corner than it has did in the Rebels. The track is almost the same, but it's almost very, very different, which is kind of odd as he gets a great run out of 4.
Way up to 2nd spot and just put down the quickest lap at a 17. send it into turn number 3. And maybe spot back. No. Wait, double clear exit for right now, guys.
Yeah, it seems like you want to be on the bottom in 1 and 2 as Atkinson gets that good run, but then you want to be that middle top in 3 and 4 is, I mean, Brad Wade, he's showing the way there.
Other good races on track. Jesse Bandy passed the end of the way. Fifth, started back. 7th spot after a tough qualifying run. Spangler trying to pull away up one of his many home races. Here from Pennsylvania because of all the PA tracks. The guy that has all the advantages.
I wish it was like that, Marty. I'd be really good at it here in Lincoln, but man, it is nice running a hometown track, though. Even though it's on the sim, it feels a little more special when you win.
Well, just saying, I do have an official win in Austin back out week 13. Final lap on the race for Spangler. Watch the race for 3rd. Wow, I thought Clevenger next to
Yeah, I thought Clevenger was going to slide straight up the track. I don't know how he stopped as they make contact into 3.
Checkered flagger is out here. Patrick Spangler takes
Andy
the
up!
left
Oh!
Atkinson. McLaren slides through to get 4th. And creeping away to finish 7th is the Pink Panther. Bandy won't finish.
That's unfortunate for Atkinson.
Yeah, he's just holding his hands up in the air, wondering what he did wrong.
The answer to that is nothing.
We'll watch a replay, see what happened there in just a moment. I have to turn it back to iRacing here and show you this crash once again before you can line up to the heat race. Bandy just caught the inside Jersey mirror, and he was just simply trying to hang on there.
Yeah, no, it's the culmination of events for Atkinson. You kind of get a little contact going into 3, and then that just serves you the finishing move there at the end. And, he's more frustrated than anything, but definitely not intentional by Bandy.
Let's get set here for the Heat 2 lineup, which is brought to you by Regency Home Inspections. Brute to Beast, Jeff Barker on pole position in the 513. Next to him, the salesman, Blake Chapman in the 20. Row number 2, the 30 of Stephen Goldner. Next to him, the 114 of the lowline master, Brennan Lacey. Row 3 is Superman, Kurt Schatzer. He's in the 218. The 161 of the Desert Demon, Terry Landis. Final row, it's the 05 of Devo, Donovan Ross. And the 747 of the Bassman, Roger Craig.
Look at this lineup. Get the sunglasses out. Sparks are going to fly.
Oh, yes, they are. Without question, they will.
Green flag, green flag.
Barker brings us to green. Winner starts outside of row 1.
Big run for Barker there down the backstretch here. Does he throw a slider? He maybe thought about it. Aggressive Jeff Barker. I like it, boys.
He's one that doesn't let you throw sliders off, and as Chapman leads the opening lap, Brennan Lacey nearly thought about throwing the needle 3 wide.
And if you're Jeff Barker, you got to take off the smile here. You got to get aggressive. You got to get to the high side in 3 and 4. You're going to get 8 up.
Chapman, though, pulling away from Barker and Vanderbilt boys. As Lacey takes away the 2nd spot there, Brennan. I saw you, Lacey, barely touched.
Yeah, he really sent it in there, tried to slam the door. Barker fought his way back, though. Oh!
Goldner riding the wall. Delaying things to Landis, and then he caught the wall twice. Come all the way back to 5th. Lucky, though, we have 24 drivers tonight, so they'll make the show regardless.
Yeah, look at that run Brennan Lacey got through 1 and 2 all of a sudden. Now that he got by Jeff Barker, he's knocking on Blake's door here. Blake's going to have some company these final laps.
We called Lacey the low-line master for a reason with how he won championships in Rebels and Renegades by mastering the low line. That was before the dirt tire started. And what a path to take the lead.
Man, who lit that rocket? Holy crap. That looked like he shifted coming out of turn 2.
Engine check on the 114, please. Kidding.
We've been saying that for years now.
Kurt Schatzer in that 4th position. Let's see if he can get past the Brewerton Beast. As we're coming to 1 lap to go here in heat race number 2.
Yeah, and Lacey kind of doing it his own way. We didn't see anybody have success like this in heat race number 1, and man, he's showing guys there is still that bottom groove.
Final lap underway for Brendan Lacey in the 114. Last time by, a 17:91 on the bottom. Quickest lap, a nod to the checkers. Lacey takes the win. Who gets 3rd? Jeff Barker over Kurt Schatzer. Stephen Goldner 5th, Terry Landis 6th, Roger Craig 7th, and Duncan Ross 8th.
You know, kind of unbelievable. That was Chad Griggs' fastest time. Heat 2 last time. So that's even Lacey there on some speed, but Lacey's got to make sure he's got the speed at the end of the race.
Final heat race brought to you by Regency Home Inspections. Here's the starting lineup. The Ayla Outlaw, Preston Cranmer on pole in the 07. Next to him, Gentleman Jack Hitt in the 217. Row number 2, Steven Stewart in the 29, and the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83. Row 3 at Shorty, John Shore in the 51, and Tally Ulibarri in the 19. Final row, Bob DeGood in the number 7, and Tyler Flynn in the 831. Who you got your eye on tonight here, Brandon, in this heat? Obviously you, but who else?
Steven Stewart. He's very fast there at the end of last season in Rebels, and he's continuing to prove himself in this sprint car again and again, and I expect him to be very fast. What scheme do I have on?
Some 815. What is that on your real chase? Hang on. This is
Jack Hottenshield's one of Jack Hottenshield's old cars, R19. Oh, I forgot to change it. Oh,
you're
crap.
not the Pink Panther, damn it. That's Jesse.
Sorry, Jesse.
Imagine if he sees that.
We had throwbacks last week at Lernerville. I forgot.
Good luck.
Thank you.
It's a Jesse accent throwback. How about that?
Oh, we'll do that.
Green flag, green
flag. Green flag is out for heat race number 3. Here we go. Don't worry, we got Denver muted.
Preston with a good run through 1 and 2, able to make the bottom stick, but then floated up in front of Jack. And look at this run!
Whoa! Stewart set it in there and nearly hit Dittmer. Could be 3 wide off the corner. Stewart has 2nd and 3rd. Dittmer 4th. Oh, contact short, and Ulibarri touch. 19 heads on the right now. 3 wide again off the corner.
Yeah, Brandon Dittmer's coming back at him. He says, hey, man, remember me? You made it 3 wide. When I got a big run, I can do it too. But now Brandon gets a little shot from John Short going into 3, and that made him loose.
And trying to get the run. A little bit too much yaw. Break the tail off the corner. They have had to get on the brakes for just a split second here. As here comes Dittmer 1 and 3rd on Gentleman Jack. Steven Stewart, though, wants the lead. A 10th better than Kramer last time. And Kramer gets all 4 wheels with chocolate chips. Stewart has a chance to take the lead.
Yeah, he's going to see a big slider here. Preston's going to try to cut back under here, though.
Dittmer! In the wall hard, and Stewart to the point. Go ahead.
No, yeah, that's how I was about to cut off and say tough break for Dittmer there. But, man, and now Steven Stewart makes the same mistake, gets up there in the chocolate chips, and oh, man, it's battling for P2 here. Jack hits all over the back of Preston.
3 laps to go here in heat race number 3. Stewart, Kramer, and Brown to the lead. Now the quickest lap just belonged to John Short, but he has just either crashed or run out of fuel. I think he ran out of gas.
Yeah, tough break. Williams Grove, one of those longer tracks. Sometimes you think you put in 4 gallons, that's going to be enough. Well, not here. You got to put in at least 6, so tough break.
May have forgotten to change the fuel from his qualifying setup, possibly. Not too sure on that. Final lap here in heat race number 3 for Steven Stewart in car number 29. I believe would be his first heat win in a Renegade would start inside of row number 2.
Starting in the top 5 is everything here, so it's a big deal. Big heat win here for Steven Stewart.
Checkered flag is out. Stewart with the win. Cranmer second, hit third. D Good fourth. Ulibarri fifth. Short sixth, seventh. Dittmer and eighth. Flynn. So you want to make a correction here. Flynn is not in the Renegades heat, I believe. I don't actually. You know what? I don't know. So we'll step aside here and take a commercial break here. Coming up, featured time for the Renegades in the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive. So having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
You're watching the Coast to Coast Racing League Renegades division on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, presented by Dillon Westbrook Racing.
Time to meet the field. Give you your RSN trackside starting lineup. On the pole position for the night's feature, the high side banger, Patrick Spangler in the number 39. Next to him, it's the 114 of the low line master, Brennan Lacey. Row number 2, it's Steven Stewart. He's in car number 29, and Brad Waite in the 814. Row 3, it's the salesman, Blake Chapman in the 20, and the Ayla Outlaw, Preston Cranmer in the 07. Row 4, Jack Clevenger, he's in the 78, and the Bird to Beats, Jeff Barker in the 513. Rounding out the top 10, Jack Hitt, gentleman in the 217, and Soupy Dan McLaren in the 88. Row number 6, Superman Kurt Schatzer in the 218, and Bob D. Good in car number 7. Row 7, Bryce O'Dell in the 62 and Stephen Goldner in the 30. Row number 8, Telly Ulabari in the 19 and Barry Goldner in the number 36. Rest of the field look like this. Terry Landis, John Short, row 9. Jesse Egson, Roger Craig, row number 10. Brandon Dittmer, Jesse Bandy, row 11. Final row, Donovan Ross and Tyler Flynn. Time for picks on who's going to win tonight. Brandon, we'll start with you.
Oh shoot. Give me Patrick.
All right, Zach.
Oh man, Lacey's gonna make a statement tonight, boys.
All righty. You know what? He's going to return to victory lane, begin the title defense right. The salesman, Blake Chapman. So, all right, boys, featured time. Brandon, best of luck.
Thank you.
No calls for you, Labari or Flynn to grid. Let's know your pick to win in the chat. Great crowd on hand at the Grove. Ready to watch the Renegades in the season opener. Steve King Foundation pace truck on pit road as we say, it's time to wing it and bring it, because where else would you rather be than right here, right now, from coast to coast. It is show time at Williams Grove Speedway. Spangler with a good start as the field makes their way off of turn number 2. Brendan Lacey in the second position. Steven Stewart made loose third here to Blake Chapman. The salesman already up to P3. Lap number 1 led by Spangler. Stewart's got company now for the 4th spot by Brad Wake, Trouble, Jesse Atkinson, and Terry Landis. The first wreck happened here, Zach, with the Desert Demon.
Yeah, tough break. You know, he's a PA now, but he's a PA boy, that's for sure. He used to work with the Kreitz Racing team here. And every time he comes to Williams Grove, he wants to perform.
Big hit off of Bryce Odell. I don't know how Landis was able to save it, but now that we go to Jesse Atkinson. This is after the Landis spin. Odell then comes down to Roger Craig. Atkinson gets up in the air. Nice little 360. He's right on board with the Pink Panther. She had both front wheels off the ground. Not a good start for Bryce Odell when it comes to the damage side of things. Already at 4X.
Yeah, and you know, speaking of the 4X, just people out there watching, that's a big deal. If you have too many what iRacing deems incident points at the end of the season, you can be demoted into the series that we just saw. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that, but this is the premier series, and they expect you to race at a certain class. And at the same time, Terry Landis, you know, he gets 4X, and he did nothing. So he's got to make sure and race a little conservative now, even trying to get back through the field, because he's got to make up for that.
Man, 1 to green this time.
Marty, that guy in 14, or I guess it's rotating here a little bit. Never mind. My
yeah,
SDK
this always
was
rotates on us when it comes to SDK.
Yeah, okay, yeah, he's still up 8 spots. I just didn't want to look like an idiot, but Andy, in what, 2 laps, able to get 8 guys. What a drive for him here so far. Brandon Dittmer right behind him. Look at that, up 6 spots.
All right, we're ready to come back to the green flag. Spangler set to fire first here.
Green, green, green.
Spangler able to hold serve here. Blake Chapman on the top shelf for second, trying to close in on Brennan Lacey. Can't get that to work. Now Steven Stewart decides to shift up high. Ooh, bad exit for Patrick Spangler. Lacey could have a chance to race lead here in just a moment.
Yeah, I think it kind of freaked out Lacey a little bit. You saw him get squirrely going down the front stretch. I think maybe he cracked out of the throttle thinking Patrick was going to wreck and maybe benefited Patrick a little bit as long as that car doesn't have any damage on it, but it seemed to be clean.
Let's get some other action here. Jack Clevenger, who was the quickest in qualifying in 6th. Preston Cranmer up to 7th. Working with the idiot Dan McLaren, but Cranmer got his time up the fluff.
Oh, and Jeff Barker almost made it 3 wide. Dan McLaren came down to maybe make a move under Preston.
Stephen Golder, Jack head touch tires. Everyone hanging on, Hoosier to Hoosier. Let's go to Steven Stewart. Third on Blake Chapman, wasting no time around the outside. The 29 looking for his first ever podium in the Renegades.
No, and that's where we'll have to see if experience pays off in the end, but we saw it work out for Connor. He stayed on the bottom those first couple laps and saved that right rear tire, and maybe that's what made Chad Griggs lose that grip in the last race. We'll have to see how Steven does the final 10 laps.
This is how Blake Chapman likes to win races, and you can see the other 2 drivers in front of him. They have taken notes from past races for sure. Decided to keep it downstairs. Spangler breaking away his high side lane to steal the low line from Brennan Lacey.
Yeah, low line Lacey. Oh, he gets in the wall. Lacey broke the left front. He's
broke
done.
The left. Yep, he is out of it. This could bring out a yellow flag. Tries to keep it going, and then caution flies.
No, and for everybody watching, when you have a tough break like that, that's exactly what you do. You eat it. You know, you pack the lunchtime to eat it, and that's how you come to a stop safely and bring out a caution when you have damage.
Caught the inside. And that means quick repair and Joe. Right there. Oh, man, that's a big hit with that guardrail. You can see how the steering arm broken off from the Hoosier tire.
And all of a sudden, that battle for P3 turned into P2. So that was a big move for Stewart to get around Blake. Now maybe he can calm down and follow Spangler a little bit, or we'll see if he stays aggressive and tries to go by on the high side.
Patrick Spangler, the leader. Steven Stewart now probably thinking, holy cow, I'm in a great situation right now in 2nd. And Tuxon rooting for him, that's for sure. Blake Chapman 3rd. Brad Waite in 4th, and Jack Clevenger 5th. However, though, if you're Stewart, what are you thinking about? Are you thinking about maybe the low line right now, or what are you thinking on your mind?
Well, with the way he's already been running the high side, so at this point, I think you're kind of committed. If you can get around Patrick, then maybe you take the low line away from him and make him work the high side a little bit, which we all know he can do very well. So it's almost a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation with that guy in front of you. But you don't really want to let him set the tone, I don't think. You want to get out front and try to walk away. Not necessarily walk away, I mean, but control the pace yourself. You know, go down there and set the tone.
Biggest mover of this race at the moment. How about the Bandy Belt Master? Jesse Bandy started 22nd, restarts in the 12th position. Come back to green. Spangler the control car here for this restart.
Green flag, green flag.
Great restart for Blake.
Propels him up to 2nd for right now. Stewart keeps it right next to the cushion. See if he can clear the 20 off of turn 2.
Man, he does. He let it eat up there, Marty. He's definitely not saving that tire. He's in go mode right now.
Oh, Kramer sideways, one up in the wall. Everybody hanging on for dear life. I think that was Donovan Ross that caught the one back to the back. Keeps it straight and forward. Stewart wants lead from Spangler. Now Spangler decides to shift up to the outside and cut off Stewart's line.
I think somebody buzzed that Apple Watch he's wearing, told him to get to the high side in 3 and 4 because that's the place to be. But man, he stayed committed to the bottom in 1 and 2. We're gonna have a race. Cautions out.
Stephen Golder upside down. Telling you, Labari's lost a wheel. Big wreck breaks out. Check the replay on what happened to the number 30. Yep, rear-to-rear contact with Stephen Golder. From upside down and a big impact from Ulabari.
Yeah, it just tried to parallel park there, and there wasn't any room there. Goldner, he's not going to be very happy about that one.
And Ulabari nearly went on his noggin as well. And there goes the right front sneaker. Quick repair to get that machine back out onto the track. While we await this restart, let's take a look at the 5-lap average. Right now, Steven Stewart's been the better driver, been the faster car at the moment, but again, let's remember, he's decided to use the top this entire feature. Patrick Spangler on back. The drivers here like the bottom at the moment.
And I mean, let's be honest, sometimes here on the Friday night shows, they do 25 laps here, and we've got a little over 20 to go, so we basically have a real feature left. And I mean, you've got to make sure you got some tread left on that sneaker there. And if he's burning it up, he is going to pay for it these last 5-10 laps.
But we're coming back to the green flag this time, once again. Spangler to the outside for this restart. Steven trying to time it.
Green flag.
Saw
green
Spangler
flag.
go late, trying to catch the 29th lead, but I think Stewart was just trying to time it and just had a swing and a miss for strike one.
And, you know, it's only going to benefit that 39. It's going to be hard to run that guy down, especially if he's going to go up top now. And you know his nickname, Marty. He knows how to run that lip.
On the high side banger. 4 reasons. Let's go to 4th on back. This is a smorgasbord for wide for a moment.
How did they survive that? Oh,
Clevenger from McLaren. This is going to be ugly. Bobby Good involved.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
And more. Bryce Odell also collected. Donovan Ross spins.
Yeah, and you know, at first glance, we want to wonder what Dan's doing, but man, you got to look at that car behind Dan. Dan got some help here. Oh, Jack Hitt's Christmas list is getting shorter tonight.
That's a great observation there, Zach.
Yeah, that puts Hoopy in a tough spot. I mean, that not much he can do there, so you got to really try to look at that. And you know, nothing intentional from Jack Hitt there, but it's just the high speed. You know, we're hitting over 100 on these straightaways, and stuff happens real fast. But when you get a big run on that guy, sometimes you got to check up.
And from Dan McLaren's perspective. That car should have been automatically towed. Luckily, it did not get towed. Let's go to Bobby Good as well. I thought from with the way where the wreck was, I thought we were going to see like 7 cars involved. Instead, somehow there were only like 4 or 5.
Yeah, you're not kidding. That could have been the the Daytona or Talladega big one right there. The guys did a good job of wreck avoidance, and you know as well as I do, Marty, when you're trying to avoid a wreck in these things, you got to use the gas too. So you got to be real quick with your reactions. These things don't turn well if you're not giving it a little bit of throttle. So good job, guys. Steven Stewart, he's got to do a better job on this restart, though, because to my surprise, at least, he was sticking with Patrick here. So let's see what he's got.
Coming back to the green flag as we complete 14 laps.
Green, green, green.
Ooh, Spangler got a little bit tight. Stewart's got a chance to take the lead. Maybe even Blake Chapman. This could get dicey. Stewart looking for the drive off for turn number 4. Oh, Spangler catches the wall. Somehow he leads. Stewart got off the gas. I think he was trying to avoid hitting Spangler there, Zach.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. He wanted to live another day to make this move. We got a new leader and a new P2. Look at Blake.
Look at Jack Kent. 4 cars under a blanket for the top spot. And off the corner, Steven Stewart leads for the first time ever in Renegades.
I tried to tell you guys, you and Isaac, I come here on Fridays. This track can produce good racing. You just need the right recipe. And these guys got it, Marty.
Jack Kent kisses the wall entering turn number 3. May work for him to get onto the podium. Yes, it does. He clears Blake Chapman. How about the gentleman racing with some of the best in coast to coast? And this is just what Steven Stewart wants at the same time.
Yeah, and you know, that front bumper might not be straight on that 217, but it's still got speed right now. And Patrick Spangler may have a mirror full soon here, but here he goes. He's going to throw. Is he going to throw a side or no? He's going to keep it on the bottom.
Closing big time down the front straight. I wonder if Stewart's tires are giving away.
Yeah, you know, maybe just being a little too aggressive up there. We saw Connor kind of struggle the last couple laps up top. Here at the Grove, it seems counterintuitive, but if you're running the high side, you are not full throttle going down the straightaway. You just can't handle it. It's too slick.
Had to left though off of turn 4 last time by. That time a good turn number 2. Let's see what happens on the front straight. Good exit once again. Stays behind the tail tank of the 29 with 15 laps to go. Battle for third once again. Blake with a slider on Jack Head and read it well.
And Jack doing exactly what you got to do, trying to cross back under, but going to lift out, back out. He didn't think it was a good idea.
Stewart caught the wall. And Spangler, I think that caught him by surprise. So Stewart hanging on for now. Patrick Spangler doesn't get the break point.
Yeah, sometimes you're driving that guy in front of these tire tracks, you get a little too comfortable, you trust him, and you know, he followed him into a mistake and wasn't able to capitalize, but he's got plenty of time. Oh,
Spangler
he gets
in the wall.
In.
It's about a car length and a half in the line. Even that last time by when Spangler caught the wall, he closed in a 10th that time. Now it's a 3-car race for third. Look at the momentum from Brennan Lacey. I believe as well earlier, he had to pit because of the left front, and now he's in 4th. Oh my goodness. Don't count him out if there's a yellow.
Marty, I had to double check the SDK. I thought you were mistaken when you said look at Lacey, and here he is, P3. I don't know how he did what he's doing.
He's got a chance at it. He is the quickest car on track by 3/10 last time by. Wait till you see the 5-lap average of the 114. Look at that. The best driver on track is Brennan Lacey. Even if this goes green to checker no matter what, Brennan's got a chance at the win.
Yeah, and you know, Patrick's not going to go home without a fight here. They're going to get battling. That's only going to help Brennan Lacey reel those guys in. And oh, he hits the wall again.
Oh no! And he clocks Blake Chapman. They both go around. No caution. We stay green. Battle for the lead. Spangler underneath on Steven Stewart. Can he get the lead off the corner? No. Stewart hangs on with 9 to go. Is this where you slide it? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Spangler to the lead. And he gets the drive off.
But look at that exit from Stewart on the crossover. Is an easy slider to take the lead back here as Patrick was all over the place going down the backstretch.
That may be the exit you want, though, if you're the 39 closed on. They're wing to wing into turn number 1. Easy slider for Patrick Spangler. Stewart doesn't catch the wall. He tries to counter it back once again. Terry lands the pits, no caution. Back and forth they go at the Grove. And there could be lap traffic leaders could approach. Spangler to the lead with 7 remaining.
Now he's going to take the high line.
Oh, and the yellow flag comes out. Not what you wanted. A lap too late for Steven Stewart. It's for Superman Kurt Schatzer.
Man, you got to feel for Blake, too, going back to that other incident. Tough feel for Blake.
Nowhere to go, indeed, for Blake. This race, regardless of what happens here at the end, it's been phenomenal.
Yeah, you got to wonder.
Whether it be Spangler or Stewart, or hit Chapman Lacey.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You got to wonder with those two guys up front throwing punches like they are, the way Lacey's hooking up the bottom, if that car is not damaged after that contact.
Oh, look at the left front. Left front is severely towed in. See how slow Lacey is. The better car, though, right now on this 5-lap average is Ben Jackett.
And if you're Brendan Lacey, somehow you're convincing yourself that that left front being towed in is going to help you on corner exit. You're just trying to make up some scheme.
Lacey trying to limp the car around here in these final 5 laps. Obviously, we know what Spangler's going to do, try and catch Stewart sleeping. How do you do this if you're Steven Stewart trying to hang on for a win? And then how do you deal with this if you're Jack Hitt? Because you've got 2 cars to pass. If the top 2 wasted their tires up there battling hard for the win, Jack Hitt could have the advantage possibly.
Yeah, we've seen him involved in some incidents, though. You got to wonder what he's got left if maybe the car isn't 100%, but he's done a heck of a job going into third. And right now, with how hard these guys are battling up front, third might be the place you want to be right now.
6-lap shootout. Who will win the season opener for the Renegades? Patrick Spangler or the field? Back to green.
Green, green, green.
Stewart decides to take it up high. Obviously, Spangler's got the better tire wear right now. Stewart trying everything to close in. Here comes Brendan Lacey, even with the damaged left front. 3 wide for second with 5 to go. Lacey to third. He's got a chance at second, Zach.
I just, you hear me? I'm speechless. What am I watching, Marty? That left front is towed in. He had to pit. He went to the back, and now he's passing for the lead.
Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding me? Brendan freaking Lacey to the point with 4 to go. Oh, and around goes Steven Stewart. Jack Hitt barely misses him. Brendan freaking Lacey, I'm telling you. Where in the world did that come from?
He didn't want to make me look bad when I picked him to win.
He's making you look real good. You may have to go. You may have to go to a casino tonight, Zach.
Well, I mean, are we watching? Like, I can't even believe I'm saying this.
Even with the damaged left front.
Yeah, if you give this guy a clean car all year, are we going to see Ross Carinta 2.0? Like what just happened? These guys, he shouldn't be able to drive around Goldner, Spangler, Chat. I mean, that's not. I don't know how that happened.
Bunch of big impacts. Steven Stewart took one from Atkinson that forced him to lose the wing. And then one from, I think that was Preston Kramer too. Was right on board. I think this entire field is stunned with Brennan Lacey, the low-line master, doing his thing. Now, this is not the first time we have seen a Vanderbilt driver do this. I think it was last year. This was before the new dirt package. I want to say this was the first time the Renegades was at I-55. Steven Gollner, if I remember this correctly, he was involved in a crash, went to the back, and somehow came all the way back to win.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. It looks like he's driving a go-kart. There's just no yaw in that thing. He's got it glued to the bottom. It's unbelievable. I'd love to know how much gas he's giving it through the corner. He'd never tell us the truth, even if we ask. He's never going to be 100% honest, but man, he's got something figured out.
That quick repair at the same time, when you think about it too, gave him fresh tires. So that's also been a factor too. And you go back to that 5-lap average once again. This is still insane. Even with the 5-lap average, Lacey is still one of the slower cars on the racetrack.
I've got Brandon in my ear. He said whenever you use a quick repair that it doesn't give you fresh tires.
It doesn't?
Nope.
That's insane. 3 laps to go for Brennan Lacey. Can he steal this win from Patrick Spangler? We're about to find out.
Can you call it a steal? If you wreck it, go to the back.
I don't know, but whatever it is, you can call it a comeback no matter what Jay-Z said. Brad Waite now on the podium, haven't talked about that a lot. And look at Jesse Bandy from 22nd up to 4th tonight. What a performance for the number 49. Battle for 5th, Dan McLaren and Jack Clevenger. Everybody racing hard behind them. A lot of great racing mid-pack. Spangler, though, is closing on Brennan Lacey. Gave it a shot. 1 lap to go for the 114.
Yeah, final time coming out of 2. He just needs to be smooth here, but Patrick did make up a little bit of ground, but not close enough to do anything, I don't think, here, Marty.
You want me to say it again, Zach? You want me to say it again? Brennan freaking Lacey. Comeback. What a win for the low-line master at Williams Grove.
I mean, we've seen crazy finishes, that are definitely going to outrank this race, but that's one of the best driver performances I've ever seen on a Monday
without
night.
question. Like we have seen, whether it be real life or iRacing, we have seen drivers lap like most of the field except for the top 5. But that is exceptional driving.
Yeah, you don't come from the back of the pack here and win. Like I stand by what I said. You need to start in the top 5 to win, and he did start in the top 5. But man, he made it a lot harder than it needed to be.
How about the other driver that made a comeback? Blake Chapman finished 6th after he spun. How about that? That's a good
Not
comeback.
of his own doing.
Yeah.
Either. So that's for the points champion to get involved like that and drive back to a 6th. He'll take that any day.
Donovan Ross also with a great run from, I think if I'm doing my math correctly, 23rd to 9th. Great performance by him. Obviously, the heartbreak of the night goes to Steven Stewart, looking for his first ever Renegades win. Then here is the rest of the field. All right, don't worry, Brandon. We've got you unmuted now. So we'll keep you with us here for final thoughts in a stunning race, that's for sure. All right, we've got your top 3. And let's begin with Brad Waite, finishing 3rd. It was a good run for you tonight, Brad. You fell back just a little bit, then came back up after some of the drivers near the front had some mistakes. How'd you feel about your car tonight?
I missed the gear set up a little bit, and it just wouldn't take off going down on the restart. So all these restarts killed me. But once I could keep it going, as long as I would hit my marks, that's the biggest thing with this track. It gets so technical to where if you're worrying about racing the guy, you're going to miss your line. So I try to go back and forth, but it's tough. I feel like I shouldn't even be up in this right now, but I'll take it. I mean, P3 is P3, so nothing to hang my head on. We'll keep battling, keep on taking it forward.
We see how you took third position. We never realized that Jack. I think he spun the tires on that restart. Was that what happened? And then caught the wall and fell back.
Yeah. So I actually got a good bite, and he just kind of spun the tires and spun them into the wall. But luckily, I was able to shoot underneath of them and stay clear. But yeah, it definitely should be him, or I don't even know who was behind me, but I know I could hear him. I know that they were right there. I was just trying to cut them off in a turn. Didn't want to do it, but I figured that was my only shot of a good podium spot. So,
who do you want to give shout-outs to?
It's my team. Everyone back at Inferno Motorsports, DNT Design, JRB Designs, Highline Cinematography, AMJ Custom Creations. You guys up in the booth, everybody at Coast to Coast. You guys deserve a lot of patting yourself on the back.
All right, well, we'll let you go. Great job tonight, and best of luck next week.
Yep, we'll see what we can do in Charlotte. Hopefully we'll be talking to you again.
All righty. Brad White finishing in the third position. Zach, I hate that you have to take this one, but Patrick Spangler with a second place finish tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. No, go ahead, Patrick. Let's hear about it.
I mean, that was a fun 20 laps finally getting somebody to run the top with me up there. Because used to, when I'm running up front, it's usually either Blake or Brendan on the bottom. So that was fun with racing with Steven Stewart. Sucks we got into each other there. But yeah, if Brendan shows up every week this season, he'll be a force because most of the tracks are bottom favorite anymore on the new updates. So hopefully get some good races.
Yeah, so Patrick, I don't mean to pee in the Cheerios at all here, but did you know that Lacey was involved in a wreck early on and had to go in and use a quick repair?
Yeah, and then he broke the left front too, and then I looked down on lap 29, that caution, and I seen that he was fourth. I was like, how is he back up to fourth already? I figured he'd run the bottom, but I thought me and Stewart built a pretty good gap over the field there on the top, so I kept on it, and he blew past me like I was standing still, and I went back down to the bottom, but it was too late. And he was getting better bite out of it too than I was. I couldn't hold it down there.
Yeah, kind of one of those coulda, shoulda, woulda deals, but man, if not for that late caution, I think we're talking to you in victory lane tonight. But starting off the season with a P2, did you get the 0x? Did you get the 5 bonus points?
No, me and Stewart got together there. After Lacey passed, I went down low, and I think he expected me to go down low. But yeah, I got lucky though, because after one restart, I was like, let me try something new. Try the slider line in 1 and 2, and ended up in the middle of a 3-car sandwich there. And I was like, oh, that was not the play to do. So I had to work my way back around Steven. But yeah, that was fun.
Well, good job tonight, man. Coming into Williams Grove, you'll take a podium. So congratulations. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, just you and Marty for the awesome broadcast each week. Roger for running the league and adminning, and all the other admins. Train Wheels Racing, Dude XM Designs and Velocity Race Designs. Steven for running that good race. That was fun up there. And Dad, Uncle back home watching.
Well, I always do the P2 interviews for this race, so I'm looking forward to listening to you talk to Marty a little this season. Good luck, Patrick.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, so Patrick Spangler finishing in the second spot tonight. Now we go to victory lane to talk with your winner, BFL Brennan Lacey. Wow, I know we've seen Vanderbilt pull off comebacks before, like what Stephen Goldner did a couple seasons ago at I-55, but I did not think we would see you do it at Williams Grove, especially with the damage left front after a quick repair.
Yeah, a couple guardrails, a car, an outside fence. We had us a night, boys. That's all I can say.
How in the world did you do it?
Lucky enough momentum, it kept the left front to where it didn't really matter. So I was surprised, but I knew that there was nothing there for the last 10, 15 laps. So it shocked me.
You're pretty much just stunned as we are. You don't know how it happened.
Yeah, I had to put the rookie stripes back on this thing. I haven't drove one of these things in a while. So, Goldner was gracious enough to give me his rookie stripes this week because he said he's got this. Well, that turned into a P22 for him. So maybe he needs them back
Shots
next week.
fired.
Yeah. He did say I have one goal this season. He said he wanted to come in here and talk to you all. Well, 22nd ain't going to get him anywhere close. So I'm going to make sure that he knows that going back.
Well, man, I got to tell you, you definitely earned this win. When that caution flag waved for, I believe it was the yellow for Steven Stewart, did you believe you had a chance at it?
I was actually in Discord being like, I need a caution, because it's like I know I have a shot at it. It's just had to hold on for it and not hit another guardrail like I've done 6 times tonight. So luckily enough, we held on to it. But maybe the return of the catfish scheme is what did it for me. I don't know here.
Possibly. Although I do, yeah, that is a catfish. That's right. I see it now. So
I told Fitzy we're bringing out the champ car because I'm tired of junking the new stuff. So
next week, Charlotte, and obviously that's a track you're pretty good at as well. What do you expect going on in?
It's kind of all new to me. It's been a while since I ran these sprints, so kind of just a learning curve starting off again. But I'll get the old crew chief tuning on the car and make sure I can beat him again next week.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to on the run?
Big shout out to Vanderbilt as always. Appreciate Goldner, crew chief in this thing with the setup, everything like that. And glad to come up here and talk to you boys. Let's see if we can get a couple more this season.
Well earned tonight, man. Well earned. Congratulations.
Sir, y'all have a good one.
You as well. Brennan Lacey, Extreme eSpeed TV Victory Lane. Well done by him. I mean, we're stunned. I'm still stunned over that incredible performance. So, hey, a reminder of what's coming up here the rest of the week, brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing. Thursday night will be Thursday Night Thunder at Charlotte Motor Speedway with the small blocks and the big blocks. And then we have on Sunday, I believe, the Sunday night racing broadcast by Extreme eSpeed TV featuring midgets, pro late models, and I believe GT3s as well. Turn the booth back on here for final thoughts here. Zach, we'll begin with you.
Well, it's I'm almost still speechless like you are. I can't believe what I just watched. Brennan Lacey doing that with the damaged left front, talking all that nonsense about how he hasn't done it in a while and how he needs to get back into it. Well, if he really is telling the truth, these guys are in for a long season if he makes every race. One of the best drives I've ever seen.
Brandon?
The great night of racing, Watkins Glen always brings some great racing, especially two lane racing, as Lacey can always attest to, and just destroy everybody on the bottom. But I really wanted to park at those last 5 laps and just watch that front race for the lead, because the way y'all made it sound, it was absolutely incredible.
Already one race of this in the season, and we already have a race of the year candidate, or a race of the year candidate and a race of the season candidate. That's for sure. What a phenomenal race, and what a fun night to kick off the season here, right? So, with that being said, that is pretty much going to do it here for our coverage of action here. Again, we'll be back on Thursday for Thursday Night Thunder on behalf of the Coast to Coast Racing League. All the fine drivers and sponsors on behalf of my broadcast partners here, Zach Chapman and Brandon Dittmer, Marty Scala saying so long. Congrats to your winners here tonight. Isaac Salas at Open 358s, Connor Ross and the Rebels, and Brennan Lacey in the Renegades. So long, everyone.